Well, a good evening, good evening. Keep pounding nation. What's going on? What's up, Gigi? I see you. I see you, Gigi. Hey, Gigi. Welcome back to another Carolina Panthers Talk live stream while wearing my Kabuki Warrior shirt. Brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is Thursday night, October 9th of 2025. The weekend is almost here. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Hope everybody's staying safe and enjoying this beautiful fall weather. Okay. Tonight, going to be previewing a matchup, and this is a big deal. This is a big deal for me because I will be at this game. I will be watching this game right there live from Bank of America Stadium. So it is a big deal. And it's also against the team that Carolina hasn't really had a lot of good luck against over the years, the Dallas Cowboys. And this is actually a big deal because a good friend of mine, shout out to Diligence, will be joining me for this game. He's a Cowboys fan. He's never gotten a chance to go to an NFL game, so this will be his first. So, yeah. Definitely looking forward to a good time of fellowship, friendly competition. But it should be good. It should be good. I'm just hoping that it ends up being a victory instead of a loss, because the last 3 games that I've gone to have been losses. So I kind of want to actually attend a game where it ends up being a win. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But going to talk about matchup. May have Mr. Carolina and Corey may be joining me. But coming off of a victory at home against the Miami Dolphins, Carolina Panthers were able to defeat them in a nice comeback victory, which Miami was a team that they haven't had a lot of good luck against. And they have a chance to go on a 2-game win streak if they can beat the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Excuse me. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be a homecoming for Carolina Panther running back Rico Dowdle, who will be going up against his former team. A team that he once competed against Carolina and actually beat us badly. So now Rico Dowdle's on the good side, and he has the opportunity to do the same to his former team. Okay. So this is kind of my opening monologue. As I've said, this really needs to be another statement-making game. Carolina Panthers are 2-3, still in the pretty easy area of their schedule. They haven't really gotten to the hard games yet, but yet are 2-3. Now, I will say, I'm going to keep it a buck. Pardon me. The Jacksonville Jaguars are for real. Let's just keep it real. The Jacksonville Jaguars are for real. The Jaguars right now are 4-1 and lead the AFC South. I really felt like originally it should have been a game that Carolina won, but seeing how well Jacksonville's doing, I mean, look at who they've beaten. Us, Texans, 49ers, Chiefs. They're on a 3-game win streak. So, one thing's for sure, the Jaguars are for real. The Jaguars are for real. The Cardinals, let's just keep it real. We really had no business losing that game. We had no business losing that game. That team is on a 3-game losing streak right now. But we really had no business losing that game. So, just got to keep it real. Got to keep it real. The New England Patriots. They're 3-2 right now. They're turning into a threat, especially after they just recently beat the Buffalo Bills. So, yeah, they're turning into a threat. Really surprised me, which, I do think we still should have beaten them, but they have turned into quite a threat. So, just had to throw that out there. Anyway. Let me send invites. But, yeah. Despite this being a team, this Dallas Cowboys team is a team that Carolina hasn't had a lot of good luck against. If they can come into this game, which, like I said, so far they're undefeated at home. They are undefeated at home with victories against the Falcons and the Dolphins. I think they'll have a shot at beating the Dallas Cowboys. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Now, just to give y'all an idea of what's up, the Carolina Panthers are 5-12 all time against the Dallas Cowboys. So, that's not a good series record. We've only beaten the Cowboys 5 times since the existence of the franchise. 5-12. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. But they got a chance to fix that. They got a chance to fix that this Sunday. Now, there's a couple of key things. It looks like we're going to be without Chuba Hubbard, Taylor Moton, Tershawn Wharton, and Caleb Evans. Which, of course, we know Chuba and Wharton missed the Dolphins game. They did not play the Dolphins game. It looks like Ja'Tavion Sanders is looking to be on his way back. He was a limited participant yesterday and a full participant today. So, if everything continues to go well, looks like Ja'Tavion should be good to play this Sunday. Now, a big detail, and, I'll bring this up again. I'll probably bring this up again if others show up. A really big detail. The Dallas Cowboys are ranked 32nd in total defense. They're at the bottom, y'all. They're at the bottom. This Carolina Panthers offense has struggled, but if they're not able to do some damage against a team with a bottom ranked defense, total defense, then we got a big problem. We got a big problem. This should be a game where Carolina's offense really breaks out. They're ranked 30. Cowboys are ranked 32nd, dead last in total defense. The Carolina Panther offense should be able to take advantage of this game. They're going to need to. Despite its struggles, this needs to be an offensive breakout game for the Carolina Panthers. This needs to be the game. If this is not the game, then honestly, I don't have a lot of faith in our Carolina Panthers offense. If this can't be the game where they break out, then I don't have a lot of confidence in that this Carolina offense can do well. This needs to be the game, period. So, yeah. Now, also got to keep an eye out for George Pickens of the Dallas Cowboys. That's a name that has really been breaking out quite a bit, especially more so than CeeDee Lamb. Not to say that CeeDee Lamb still ain't a threat. He is very much still a threat. But George Pickens has really been showing out, especially 357 yards and 23 catches, 5 touchdowns. Dude has been playing well. And CeeDee Lamb has yet to have a touchdown, which is kind of weird. Here we are, week 6, and CeeDee Lamb doesn't have a touchdown yet. That's really weird. That's not normal. That is not normal for CeeDee Lamb. Javonte Williams, the run game. 79 carries, 447 yards, 5 touchdowns. Definitely a threat. Miles Sanders, I'm not too crazy concerned about Miles Sanders, which he didn't even practice today. But, you know, we'll see what happens, but he didn't even practice today. So, but like I said, Javonte Williams, definitely a threat. The ESPN matchup predictor has 61.3% chance that the Cowboys win and a 38.4% chance that the Panthers win. So,
what's good, man? What's good?
hey, you made it.
I did indeed. Sorry that I'm late.
Nah, you
How
good?
y'all doing there?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great after that Panthers win.
Yes. Definitely a big win, especially over a team that, you know, they've had a lot of trouble with over the years. But here we are again, bro. Another similar situation, but this time with the Dallas Cowboys.
Did I read somewhere where Agent 89 is on the ballot for the Hall of Fame now?
Yeah.
You know, I had to hit him with that intro of Steve Smith letting him know that he just scored.
Ice up, son.
If you see this ugly face, that means I scored.
I
Mm.
I have to say he's been aging pretty well. I will say that.
I love this dude, man. Like he's just himself. He's uniquely him, and I love it.
Also, shout out to Mr. Reliable Greg Olson, who I believe will be calling this Panthers Cowboys game this Sunday.
Indeed, he will.
So shout out to him. Will be good to see his face again. So we gotta really dive in to this preview because there
Yeah.
is a big key stat that this team needs to hone in on like their lives depend on it.
Oh.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna start hot, okay?
Okay.
We are gonna start flaming hot.
All right.
The Dallas Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen, their rank in total defense is dead last.
Oh. I told y'all that defense was trash. I told y'all.
Let, let's dig into these notes. 32nd, dead last in total defense, allowing an average. Check this out, y'all. I'm not crazy. I promise you I'm not crazy. Allowing an average of 412 yards per game. They are dead last in passing defense, giving up
Oh.
284.6 yards a game, and they are ranked 23rd in rushing
Oof.
defense, giving up 127.4 yards per game.
Oof.
Bro, I know the Carolina Panthers offense has had its struggles so far this season, but this needs to be the game the Carolina Panthers offense blows up like a volcano.
I absolutely agree.
It has
And
to be this game.
it's got to start with Rico, who got over 200 yards.
Yes, and being that he's going up against a familiar face and his former team, he should be able to continue right where he left off. But at the same time, this should be a game where Bryce breaks out.
Yeah, I think so.
It,
You're
it,
you're probably gonna see the same usual Bryce screw ups, but
it it's
he'll
it's
play well.
it's got to be this game. If the offense doesn't destroy this defense, we will have a serious problem with this Carolina Panthers offense.
Yeah,
Like
agreed.
like this Cowboys defense is still trying to find their footing. And if they're giving up an average of 412 yards per game, like
Wow.
I know Carolina Panthers offense ain't the best, but this needs to be the game where we destroy the Cowboys offense at home.
Absolutely agree.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'll even go this far. Even for those that aren't fans of Bryce, honestly, this should be a 400-yard passing game for Bryce. Yeah, I said it.
Mm-hmm.
I said it. I'm not going to hold back. This should be a game where Teteroa McMillan gets his first touchdown of his career.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be a game where Hunter Renfrow reminds the defense why he is a route god.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be the game
Mm-hmm.
where Rico Dowdle makes the Dallas Cowboys regret to the
Woo.
highest degree for releasing him. This needs to
Preach it,
be
Blitz.
this needs to be the game that each one of those receivers that we normally don't see, the Jimmy Horns, the Bryson Tremaines,
Mm-hmm.
Jatavion Sanders potentially making
Mm-hmm.
his return, Mitchell Evans, who's been lighting it up in the red zone,
Mm-hmm.
not just get a snack this game, but to feast
Mm-hmm.
on this terrible, abysmal defense.
Facts.
This should be the game where Bryce Young just lays it all out there and goes deep a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be a game where the offense plays turnover free ball and reaps all the benefits.
Woo! Preach it, Blitz.
This needs to be the game that gets more and more eyes and ears on this Carolina Panthers team to remind folks that, oh no, this will not be another similar season. This needs to be a game that starts something that the Carolina Panthers don't normally have, and that's a win streak.
Facts.
This needs to be a game where the analysts will look at this team and say, you know what? This Carolina Panthers team is starting to look like they mean business.
Yes. Tell them, Blitz.
This needs to be
Tell
a
them,
game
Blitz.
to start many other games where fans and analysts will say, you know what? The Carolina Panthers might just squeak into a playoff spot.
Woo.
And I know we haven't gotten to the hard part of the schedule yet. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. But this has to be the statement. Now, don't get me wrong. Defense, do your thing. Keep on doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're ranked 12th.
But this needs to be a statement, volcanic-like game for the Carolina Panthers offense. It has to be. It has to be. No in between, no half, not some. This has to be an all-inclusive Carolina Panthers offense pounding the Dallas Cowboys defense in 10 feet deep into the ground.
Woo.
This needs to be the statement game that'll make Jerry Jones not ever want to look at another Carolina Panthers player, nor want to even look at a Dallas Cowboys player ever again. Because it's going to give him memories of the mollywopping, the record-breaking performance that the Carolina Panthers offense put on the Dallas Cowboys defense. That's what I want to see while I am at the game, section 525, row 13. That's what I want to see.
Let's go. Bro, you got me wanting to freaking run through a wall right now. Put on a helmet, man.
Keep pounding nation. This is a time where we got to lock in and expose the Dallas Cowboys for what they are.
Oh.
This has to be the game. This has to be the game.
Facts.
This has to be the game like Triple H is the game.
I like it. That's reference.
Let me reiterate for those that might just be joining this broadcast. The Dallas Cowboys are ranked dead last in total defense. And let me also reiterate, they are dead last in passing defense. Bryce, are you hearing me right now? Bryce Young.
Bryce, you better listen.
They're dead last in passing defense.
Listen to the man.
They're dead last. Dead last. Offensive line, you better give Bryce Young all day worth of time to let that little man light it up.
Facts.
Bryce Young, I know you're a very intelligent man. You've been praised for it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas Cowboys are ranked dead last in defense. Like, I wish I could just write that down on a gigantic chalkboard and just show it to you right now. You know how those kids get in trouble and have to write the same statement over and over on the chalkboard? I would totally volunteer. You put me in front of a classroom that has the biggest chalkboard, and I'm gonna write that statement. Dallas Cowboys defense ranked last in the National Football League in big in all caps repeatedly. And just Bryce Young, I want you to sit in front of this for a whole hour. A whole hour, not 30 minutes, not 15 minutes, not 50
Okay.
minutes. A whole hour, and just process it, marinate on it. You know how you get your meats and you want to
Oh
marinate
man.
the meat? I need you to marinate on this simple fact. And I need you to get it into your mind. And then I need you to get it into your heart. Then I need you to get
Yeah.
it into your spirit.
Yeah.
And I need you to
Yeah.
go out there Sunday. If you got to audible every play, so be it. I don't care
Facts.
what you got to do.
Facts.
You expose this defense. You and the offense. Dave Canales, this for you too. I haven't forgotten about you.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all better get together, chalkboard and all, with that statement.
Get on the same page.
Get on the same page. That I don't want to hear no crap about y'all can't trust each other. No. Screw that. Screw that.
Or lack of execution. Screw that too.
Or lack of execution. Thank you, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to lock in like y'all have never locked in before. I mean, lock in, take the keys and throw the key away, sort of lock in.
Ooh.
And I expect y'all to destroy this Dallas Cowboys defense
Mm-hmm.
to the point where there's no trace of them, to the point where they're not going to want to finish the season.
Ouch. That's a tall order.
Let me remind y'all, we are 5-12 all time against this Dallas Cowboy franchise.
It's true.
And we are entering into a game that they are ranked dead last on total defense and ranked dead last in passing defense. What are you going to do about that, Bryce Young? What are you going to do about
Mm-hmm.
that, Dave Canales?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do about that, Brad Isdick? What are you going to do about that, Rico Dowdle?
Mm-hmm.
T-Mac, there is no reason why you shouldn't walk away from this game without a touchdown.
Facts.
Hmm? How many of y'all on that Carolina
Same with
Panthers?
you, Mitchell Evans.
How many of y'all on that Carolina Panthers want to eat good on Sunday?
Mm-hmm. You know I do. Let's go.
Whew. You know what? Let me pop open this Pepsi because I'm getting a little parched.
Ooh.
I'm getting a little parched.
I love it. I love the energy today, man. I love it. This guy
Sometimes when
coming
you're
in
on your
hot.
when you're on a roll, you gotta wet your throat a little bit with that delicious drink you enjoy. Woo!
Ah, I feel you. I feel you.
So I wanted to set the tone. I wanted to set the
Mm-hmm.
tone with this because
Mm-hmm.
and shout out to David Screws. I see you, bro. I know you posted it in the chat. Good call. I see you,
I see
bro.
you too. Yep. We're gonna
But that
talk about that defense in a little bit.
but that is a stat we cannot ignore. Keep pounding
Facts.
nation.
Big facts.
Okay. Now let's dig in a little bit more with this Dallas defense.
Yes.
So I know this article is saying that they're trying to find their footing. Now don't sleep on them because at any
Mm-hmm.
point in time, things can turn around. But guess what? Y'all aren't going to give them the chance to turn things around.
Facts.
So, that Jets game, they had a 50.9% pressure rate. So offensive line, do your job.
Facts.
Um, they have been able to cause some turnovers. Three so far. Two of them were fumbles. So Bryce Young, you better freaking protect that ball. You have no excuses.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, keep an eye out on Dante Fowler Jr. at the defensive end.
Yep.
Okay. And just overall, oh, James Houston. Got to keep an eye on James Houston. 5 pressures, tied for the most in his career. 5 pressures in a game. So, O line, you gotta be on your P's and Q's with this one. Got to. And when y'all can give Bryce tons of time, Bryce, this is where you light it up. Okay, bro. Anything you want to add to that?
I'm gonna say, since we're dealing with the Cowboys defense, do not sleep on Trayvon Diggs. I'm gonna
Truce.
warn y'all right now. Do not sleep on this man.
Still a great player.
6'2", 195 from Alabama, 6 years in the league, 11 tackles so far. Just because he hasn't gotten any sacks, just because he hasn't gotten any interceptions or forced fumbles yet, does not mean this dude cannot stop the run. Be wary. If this dude comes around Rico, you got to duck, dodge all the D's of dodgeball around this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise he will eat you alive.
Shout out to Keep Pounding USA in the chat. I see you. Says you got me lit right now. Woo, Ric Flair.
Yup. Yup. So don't think that just because this is the worst ranked defense in the NFL right now that they can't turn this back around on us. If we play soft football, I'm warning y'all right now, do not play soft football on the Cowboys or
Let
there's going to be heck to pay.
let them know.
There is zero excuse. These defensive players are trash in the secondary.
Yep.
Trash. But do not sleep on Donovan Wilson. 15 solo tackles and 1 interception. He already has 2 pass deflections. He has one against the Bears and one against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Malik Hooker, who on paper has 12 solo tackles. These guys can solo tackle. But do they have takeaways? Do they have pass deflections? No. That's why when you see a bunch of nickel, dime, zone defense,
Mm-hmm.
cover twos, take advantage of those holes.
Yes, absolutely.
Do not miss your target, Bryce. I'm telling you right now, do not miss your target. When you got a wide open freaking wide receiver and you got plenty of time to check your mail, cook a steak, eat it, and then throw the ball.
Yes.
I do not want to see you miss any of these passes. To these wide open passes, considering XL has had trouble catching the ball. XL, I need you to run drills where you just simply focus on catching the ball. I need him to. Whoop, I need him on the jug machine, man. Straight up, I need him on the jug machine because I do not want to see this man drop another pass against these Cowboys.
Right.
Do you understand me, XL? Do not drop another pass, or I will throw so much smoke at you, it will be like a chimney
Oof.
during Christmas.
Don't hurt him now.
Because, bro, this is a terrible Terrible
Dead,
Cowboys defense.
dead last.
I've been watching them all year. Terrible.
Dead
Now, as you go back
last.
through the Cowboys and their history, they have given up. Now follow me now. 24 points to the Eagles, where they lost that game. They gave up 37 points to the Giants. 37 points to the Giants.
Yes, they did.
31 points to the Bears. The freaking Chicago Bears. They tied the Cowboys 40-40. And then they gave up 22 points last week against the Jets. Now, mind you, I'm not buying that Jets game. Let me tell you something. I'm not buying that Jets defensive game where they only gave up 22. Because
Okay.
you look at that, this is an interesting number here. 16 points in the fourth quarter the Jets got in garbage time. I'm not buying it. We know Justin Fields can play. You know,
Yeah.
that first three quarters, Cowboys defense only gave up 6 points. Now, what did they do that worked? Same thing that the Dolphins did a week before that.
Mm-hmm.
Man coverage, press coverage, and it worked. How do you think we beat the Dolphins last week?
Yep.
Because Evero finally decided to abandon this garbage 3-4 crap and decided to wake up and realize man coverage and press coverage were the answer to the problem. Which you can do that in a 3-4. The light bulb finally came on for this man back here.
Right.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I can play press coverage. I can play man coverage.
Exactly.
About time you figured it out, Evero. It only took you 5 games to do it. Even with all of us screaming down your neck at it
Uh,
about it.
keep going. I'll be right back. Keep going.
Even with every single YouTuber out there roasting you for that, you finally figured it out. So I'm sitting here looking at a terrible Cowboys defense that has given up all of these points. And I was like, I'm going to monitor these guys. I'm going to keep an eye on them. And if these guys don't start playing some better ball on defense, our offense is going to figure it out and roast them. So, mind you, I want us 100% focused on this Cowboys game because this is a statement game. The Cowboys are a media favorite, even though they're trash on defense. But that offense is for real. That's what I want to call attention to right now. I know Blitz has been calling attention to that defense. I'm calling attention to that strong offense of theirs. Now, mind you, they put up 20 against the Eagles. That's respectable in a 24-20 game. In the Giants game, they won, putting up 40 points. Against the Bears defense slowed them down to 14. They put up 40 against the Packers. 40 against the Packers, who've been a middle of the road defense. And they put up 37 against a very tough, raunchy defensive line Jets. But the secondary was trash for the Jets. That's why they were able to get away with what they were. I'm warning y'all right now. If you don't play man and press coverage against this Cowboys wide receiver core, it will be a scoring battle. It will be a Wild Wild West shootout. But you know something? We got something that they don't have. We've got a good kicker. Consider this. We had a lot of these situations that were 30 to 40-yard kicks that Eddie was making last year. Every single year, we have a solid kicker when it comes down to games like this. That's been a Carolina Panthers culture. But what I'm concerned about is us turning that ball over. Bryce, I'm looking at you. Do not turn that ball over again. Because then it will become who has the ball last, who has timeouts, how much clock is there left on the game clock in the fourth quarter. We cannot come out of the gate with only 10 points. And with the Cowboys rocking 28 or 35. We cannot do that again. Do y'all hear me, offense? We cannot do that again. I don't know why that keeps happening in the first half. But we got to put a stop to it. That's a horrible habit. Now, as we kind of look at this Panthers first half of every game, let's see the trend here, because this is what keeps getting us in trouble. You look at the Jaguars game. We got down 20-0 in the first half of that game. Unacceptable. Okay, let's look at the Cardinals game. We got down 20-3 in the first half. Unacceptable. In the Falcons game, we finally broke that streak, but we still only got 10 points. That's 10 points. That's not enough. We have got to stop being a second half team. Against the Patriots, we were down 28-6 in the first half. 28-6. Not acceptable. In the Dolphins game, we were down 17-10. Yet again, not crossing the threshold of 14 points in the first half of every single game we have played. This is unacceptable. Play 4 whole quarters of freaking offense, please. I don't think I need to repeat that.
All right, sorry about that. I'm
Apparently, I
back.
do.
All right.
Apparently, I need to repeat this again because this team does not listen. We cannot start the first half of every single game out below 14 points. We
Oh,
cannot keep doing this.
absolutely. 100% agree.
Boys, I'm gonna read these stats out to you just so you know,
Go for it.
since you missed it. We started out the Jacksonville game down 20-3
Yep.
before halftime.
Yep.
Unacceptable. Cardinals game, 20-3. Unacceptable.
Yep.
Falcons game, we only got 10 points in the first half. Again, not crossing the 14-point threshold. That's even with a 30-point win.
Right.
Patriots game, we were down 28-6 in the first half.
Yep.
28-6. And the Patriots made us pay for it. We were down against Miami 17-10. Again, not crossing the 14-point threshold. Why is it we can only get a field goal and a touchdown, but not 2 touchdowns in the first half or more?
Yeah.
What is going on? This has to stop. I'm telling you, we have to play 4 whole quarters of offensive football against the Dallas Cowboys, or we will lose.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you hear me, Panthers? 4 whole quarters of offensive football, or we will lose.
All 4.
Because Blitz, you missed this, but I'm gonna go through Dallas' numbers real quick.
Go for it.
Offensively, you're calling attention to that Dallas defense. I'm calling attention to their offense, which cannot be ignored. 20 points against the Eagles is respectable. 40 points against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, who have had a respectable defense lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they got slowed down by the Bears. 14 points against the Bears.
Right.
Now, one wonders what happened there. How did they get knocked down to 14 points and not get more than that? We'll explore that in a minute. 40 points against the Packers defense, which is actually a pretty decent defense this year.
Yep.
And then 37 against the Jets last week.
Yes.
It
That was
didn't
last week.
matter that the Jets were playing man on man against the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers. It didn't matter what they did. They could not slow them down at all.
Right.
Even though Steve Wilkes still has not figured out that defense in New York. What is going on? To where they are figuring out this offense so well that they're putting up 40 points against Green Bay and the Giants and the Jets.
It's crazy.
What is going on? There's something in the water in Dallas when it comes to the offense. So if you think that this game for even 1 second is going to turn our direction without it being a shootout, you're nuts. Yeah, I've been pointing out the defense for about 4 or 5 weeks now, but that offense, that's
Mm-hmm.
for real. What kind of numbers are they putting up this year? Let's see. Where's their offense ranked at?
The Dallas offense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how many yards are they putting up?
Total offense rank. They are. Oh wow,
Should be top 5.
they're actually ranked number 1.
Yep. I'm not surprised.
Yep.
30.2 average points per game. 30.2.
Their average yards per game are 406.6.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So
So it
defense.
stands to reason why they are 2-1 right now. It makes sense.
Right. but I mean that's wild. Like dead last on defense, first on in offense. Wow.
Mm. Do not sleep on this Cowboys offense. I'm telling you, if you do not put up more than 10 points in the first half, you are already cooked because they're already going to put up 28 on you.
Right.
It's a given. It's straight up a given. But um, let's also keep an eye on the fact that their kicker is 10 for 10 on field goals.
Right.
Let's not ignore that either. So if we get into a shootout with these guys, yes, we have a good kicker, but they have a kicker that is 10 for 10 this year.
Yeah. Very consistent.
Yeah. So that's not a good sign. When we get into the fourth quarter and we're thinking, okay, we got about 3 minutes left. We got to stop them from getting a field goal. This, that, and the third, and then they get into field goal range, and you're like, okay, miss it, miss it, miss it. Yeah, this kicker is 10 for 10.
Right.
If it's a game-winning field goal, he's going to make it, meaning we are cooked. You cannot let it get to that situation.
Exactly.
You cannot give them the time within 2 minutes to get down the field into field goal range and kick that game winning field goal. You cannot let them do that. And Gyro, I'm talking to you. Do not play nickel and dime in those situations, or I will Batman slap the heck out of
Let them know. Let them know.
you because you're starting to piss me off, dog. You really are with that nickel and dime defense in the worst possible situations because you know better. You know better. Okay, we almost let the Dolphins do it.
Yeah, that is true. We had to come back to win that game.
And this is a Dolphins offense that is struggling right now. Imagine what a fully powered number one offense would do to that. That's not good.
Nah.
All right. Now, we had some players step up. Rosebloom stepped up. We had who else stepped up?
On
I know
defense,
score yeah, in this last game. And
um,
finally did what they were supposed to do.
let's see.
There were
You
a couple more.
you had Scorton, you had
Yep.
Patrick Jones, you
Yep.
had Derek Brown. Of course, he got one of those
Yep.
sacks.
Yep.
Um, somebody else got a sack as well. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
remember. Oh yeah, Ashawn Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
who
That's
also
who I was thinking of.
who also had two tackles for loss.
Correct.
Trayvon Morag had three tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alshon Robinson was exactly who I had in mind
right,
because this dude wasn't doing barely anything this year. Same with Nick Gordon.
right,
Same with Rosebloom. Finally, these guys step up and they start making plays.
yes,
We finally got a couple of pass deflections. And what I'm asking for these guys to do, even in a 3-4, is press up on these wide receivers. Go up to them.
uh huh,
Don't stand there like a statue. Press up on them and knock the ball down. You have multiple opportunities to do that in the last 5 games and you haven't done it. Why not?
right,
I don't care what a gyro tells you to do as far as coverage wise. If you need to break coverage, if you see that ball going to a wide receiver, run up and knock the ball down.
yeah,
Come
especially,
out of coverage if you need to. Safeties, I'm talking to you too,
es-
especially you, Nick Scott. Do something. Don't stand there like a freaking sequoia tree in the freaking Grand Forest, man. Do something, bro.
Especially considering George Pickens and Jake Ferguson have really
Like,
been doing some
God, man.
damage. I mean, I know folks want to say CeeDee Lamb, and he's a threat too, but don't sleep on George Pickens and Jake Ferguson.
Right, right. They're dangerous too. They have so many weapons. It's like 2015 when we had all those weapons. We had a way to spread the ball around. We had
Yeah.
so much talent there that they had to put one on ones on some of these wide receivers to where they had no other choice
we're
to run
also going to
certain
be
formations.
we're also going to be challenged on the run game. Javonte Williams has been playing well. He's got 5 touchdowns, 447 yards rushing, 79 carries. So
Now,
can't sleep on him.
I need the D line to show up and win the line of scrimmage.
Yes, absolutely.
Win the line of scrimmage. Make it a point. Make a statement on that D line, please. and,
Al-
and show
Also,
them that you are not going to get pushed around the entire game.
I had to mention Javonte Williams is third in the league in rushing yards. Third.
Yeah, that's going
So
to be a problem.
yeah. So we gotta really be on point in stopping the run, especially this game.
Rose Bloom, we're looking at you. Don't make this just a one game thing. Pat Jones, same to you. Sean, same to you. Don't make this just a one game thing. Step up, build on it.
And y'all gotta be on your A game with the tackling. Javonte Williams
Yes.
forced 7 missed tackles in
Mm-hmm.
that Jets game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't y'all dare.
And these are very, very good tacklers, too.
Yeah.
These are 4-3 man to man tacklers.
And when it comes to Jake Ferguson, that's actually Cowboys offense, their most targeted receiver. 48 total targets, and he has 42 catches, 3 touchdowns so far. Don't sleep on Jake Ferguson at the tight end spot.
They're I'm gonna get into the numbers of these guys on offense for Dallas, but let's uh let's first focus on Mike Jack because Mike Jack has had two bad games now.
Mike Jack.
This is a concern.
Okay.
If we're facing a high powered number one offense like this, Mike Jack, you have got to have a solid game. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you have to run squats, sprints. I don't care what you have to do during these practices. Just don't kill yourself, Matt. But be prepared for this game and play your butt off because we need you on Sunday. We don't want to be looking at a ghost on the field
Right.
that keeps getting run over because that's what I saw last week against a mediocre Dolphins offense.
Mm-hmm.
Uh uh. No, Mike, Mike, if I see that again, we're gonna have a conversation, dog. Because that ain't it.
Right. Yeah. Let him know. Uh,
That ain't it. In a mediocre Patriots offense. You know, these guys made us look like clowns up in Boston.
yep.
And that was everybody. So I figured, okay, Mike Jack's just having a bad game. He'll snap out of it next week against the Dolphins. Come to find out, Jalen Waddle roasted him into next year.
Yep. Badly.
This is the guy on a 7-year contract making just over $100 million. He's going to retire a Dolphin soon. This is his pension money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's still good, but he's not as good as he was in his prime. And you let that man roast you that many times? Something's wrong, Mike Jack. I don't know what's going on with your game, but something's got to get course corrected here
Yep.
because that ain't it. When Waddle's getting that many yards, uh, I understand we were in run defense mode, for most of that game,
Right.
because of Arcane, but you can't let this dude roast you like that. You got to step up. You got to start making these plays. Like I know you can make. Everybody knows you can make them.
Absolutely.
Bro, you were in line to be a Pro Bowl corner at the end of the year. If you keep playing like you did in the previous games, before the last two. I
Right.
need you to pull out your your best Josh Norman impression out here.
Oh, there we go.
I need you to play like Bradbury because that's what you're capable of. I've seen it. I've seen it during camp. I've seen it during games. I know you're capable. We need that, especially against CD Lamb. If you get matched up against CD Lamb without help, you are cooked playing like that. He will roast you like Julio Jones roasted us
Oh, oh, oh,
for
the
200
memories.
yards. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to happen if you don't step up your game.
That was a nasty game too. Oof.
Mike Jack, I'm telling you, wake up. Wake up. You cannot play like that against the Cowboys offense, or they will torch you. I'm warning you right now. If I see that garbage again in this game, I'm going to roast you myself on stream.
Ooh. Don't don't let them do that now.
Tough love, man. Tough love, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do to help out your team, man, and tell them what's up.
Yes.
And I tell these guys the same thing in person. If I was, eating a lunch with them, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to tell them if they want to know what the truth is. You got to tell them. You looked horrible in the last two games. That's the truth, Mike Jack. I know you don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. And no one's really talking about that. But I wanted to bring it up because if this was a mediocre deep offensive unit, I would have said, okay, I'm not as worried about it. Just step up your game.
Mm-hmm.
But this Sunday is an extra emphasis because we're playing an offense that is averaging 400 yards a game.
Yeah. That's trouble.
I I can't play around with that anymore. This has gotten serious now to the point where it's a concern.
Yep.
You know, I've been watching you last week, and I said, okay, this ain't it. Now it's become yellow cautionary, and dealing with this Dallas offense the way it is right now, it's become red alert time.
Oof.
Get it done, because there will be no more excuses when you get roasted by CD Lamb and all these wide receivers. If you get roasted by a number three wide receiver playing like that, there will be no escape. I will be roasting you as well.
Oof. Let them
I will
know.
roast you to the moon. And I don't play that. So all these players that stepped up last week, I'm not expecting you guys to step up again for a second game in a row, but I'm hoping it happens. Okay. I'm not going to hold that against you too much, because of the Cowboys offense and what they've been doing lately. So, you know, I will have a little bit of a soft spot there, but don't push it. All right. If I see an excessive amount of yards, come off one of these wide receivers and where those numbers come from, who they're specifically targeting, then I'm gonna have a bone to pick with whoever that player is. I'm gonna know exactly who it is and where. But right now, I think they're going to target the middle, the linebacker crew,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Mike Jack
Definitely for
and
sure.
Mike Jack. And the reason I say that is because Mike Jack's last two games. If they see that on tape, they're going to take advantage of it.
Right.
So my question: what if Mike Jack actually plays like he's supposed to against Dallas? You know, and
Yeah.
he and J.C. Horn play like they normally do. We could shut down probably a third of that offense right out of the gate because they're going to be trying deep shots and they won't be able to get away with that with JC.
Right.
JC says, not today. So they're not going to test him. What they're going to do is they're going to try to test Mike Jack if they see that chunk on tape. And Mike Jack, I need you to match him.
Yeah.
So when he does, they're going to have to throw it over the middle. They're going to keep racking up first downs, racking up first downs, racking up first downs because nobody on this linebacking core can play good coverage defense. We've seen this week after week after week. So that's
Right.
not a surprise. We know this. So, you know, what's going to kill us is that running game. If we don't shut down that running game and we don't make a statement on that D line, they're going to march right down the field.
Right. Agreed.
Now, mind you, it's going to be double the amount of time it usually takes them to march down the field and score, but they will. So that's going to be clock that's going to get eaten up. So what I'm estimating might happen is we might be in a 28-24 type situation. I
Oh.
don't know what the number might look like at the end of this, but it's going to be in the high 20s range. We know that. Um, because if JC does his job and Mike Jack does his job, you know, and we stop the run at least like a third of the game, we can knock that down to about late 20s numbers.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
The problem is their kicker is 10 for 10. So we're going to have to play some really good situational smart football,
Right.
meaning we clock management, meaning field position and possession of the football and keeping possession of the football mainly,
Right.
meaning we cannot turn this ball over on an interception or a fumble. Bryce, I'm looking at you. Get that fixed, please, because that could cost us the game. Just even one could cost us the game. I'm not playing. This is serious game time situation, Bryce. You
Yep.
got to get that under control.
Absolutely.
Because if it's a high stakes shootout, like it was with Green Bay, and you just fumble one time or get intercepted one time, you're cooked.
Yep.
We lose. And don't expect the defense to bail you out with a turnover margin. Yes, we have players, but are they actively getting turnovers every single game? No. And creating turnovers? No.
No.
That's why I'm telling you every single possession counts. Protect the ball. That's what I want to put on the freaking whiteboard is protect the ball.
Protect the ball. All right. That can be
That's where I'm
arranged.
at with that because you're saying score, I'm saying protect the ball because our turnover margin is awful. What's the number right now? Where are we ranked in turnovers?
Ranked
Because
in
it
turnovers. Let's see.
because as far as I'm concerned, it's not good. We aren't the worst in the league, from what I've noticed.
Carolina Panthers are ranked, so they are tied for 26
Mm,
with
mm.
with
That's
a
about where I thought we would be.
with a
Mm-hmm.
score of -3.
Um, we've got to get that under control.
We have four fumbles and 4 interceptions.
Oof.
Yeah. So,
And Bryce, 75% of this falls on you.
yep.
The other 25% was not your fault. It was the offensive line. It was a combination of the wide receiver dropping the ball, you know. So that 25% is not on you. But the 75% that you are responsible for, get it together. Bryce, God knows I love you, bro. I would give you a freaking hug right now. If you have a no turnover game, I will give you a hug and a handshake if I ever meet you in person.
I say no turnover and 400 yards.
But this has got to happen. You've
Yeah.
got to start turning that back around.
Yeah. This has to
And
be
it
the
has
game.
to start today.
Has to be this game.
Not next week against the Jets, not the following week against the Saints or the Falcons. No, this week. Period.
Yep. Let them know.
If I see one interception or one fumble that we lose in this game when it's a tight ball game, I'm going to assume that that might cook us. There's a
Yeah.
high there's a very very high chance it could cook us.
And that'll be embarrassing for me because I'll be at the game.
Yeah. If that should happen, give them unholy heck blitz.
Oh, yeah.
Let them know that we don't tolerate that in games like that.
Hold on. Key Poundin says that's asking a bit much, Blitz. I know that the Dallas defense is bad, but still 400 yards, bro. They're ranked dead last in total defense and dead last in passing defense. Yes, Bryce
Here's the
Young
thing though.
can throw for 400 yards in this game. Yes, that is not asking too much when they're dead last.
I think numbers wise it might be because if you go back and you look at the Atlanta game that we did blow out the Falcons in, we only got 30 points out. But
Well,
we could have gotten a lot more.
yeah, exactly. And I don't doubt that. I mean, that game was mostly won by the defense, but yeah, I don't doubt that.
Bryce
But
Young had 121 yards, 16 for 24.
my thing is Dallas is at the dead bottom in two defensive areas. I mean, I could see if it was just one, but it's both total and passing defense. That's two out of the three.
Even with that Falcons game, we only averaged 224 yards. I could see about 300. Uh, I don't want to really put a number on it, but it's going to be in the 300 range. 400 is too much. I think. I don't see 400. Because of the fact that possessions, ball, you know, clock management situations, and having to punt 2 or 3 times. Because the Dallas defense will figure out how to stop us for 2 or 3 of those drives. Um,
I mean, this has got to be one of those where Dave Canales just like out coaches. What they still have Mike McCarthy? Do they still have Mike McCarthy? I don't. Somebody remind me who Dallas's coach is because I totally forgot. But
mm,
this really needs to be a game where Dave Canales out coaches them, especially with him being an offensive minded head coach. If he says if this is what he's supposed to be, like that's why I can't stress enough. This has to be the game. This has to be the game, especially that.
mm,
Plus they're at home. Plus Bryce has gotten off to a slow start. Because here's the thing, like it's gonna it's gonna look even worse if Bryce can't even do 300 yards. That's gonna look even worse
300
because
yards.
yeah, like if we go through this game and he doesn't even get into the 300 yards passing, there's a big problem. That's a big
Need I
problem.
remind you that he only got just under 150 yards against the Falcons defense when we blew out the Falcons?
I understand that, but you have to also remember a good amount of that game was won by the defense. The defense capitalizing and
But we were getting down the field and scoring too. So, um, if we had Coker out
they have
there,
Brian Schottenheimer. Thank you. Keep pounding USA. I see. I didn't know that.
if we had Coker out there and we were playing to our full capacity, we had Brady Christensen holding down the fort on the offensive line. I feel like minus the turnover, and minus the interception, we should have been putting up 250 some yards. Bryce should have. Yes. Um, but that's still short of the goal that you're setting.
Yeah,
That's
like
still well short.
it
That's
it
what I'm saying.
it is, but I'm not. I can't hold back this game with stats like that. I can't hold back this game because at the end of the day, there's got to be some point where this dude has to turn it up a notch. And I think, for us, being that we've had to deal with a lot of it, like, I think me, you, the Keep Pounding Nation, like, I think we've had
Mm.
enough of settling for these type of performances. Like, when is Bryce gonna turn it up? Like, there's got to be some sort of point where, I mean, right now,
And
it's in
I agree with you.
it's in the question of whether or not they're even going to take up his 5th year option, depending on how the season goes. You know,
And
so
I agree with you. In defense of Bryce, Bryce is who he is. You know, I'm gonna say that right now. Bryce is who he is. And that's going to sound like I'm catering to all the Bryce haters right now, but I'm not. I'm saying it realistically on both ends. Okay? Bryce is who he is. He will throw picks, he will fumble the ball. He does what he does. But he also has moments where he shines. And I mean really shines. If you take a look at that drive right before half of the Dolphins game, that 2 minute situation is exactly what I saw in training camp when I first laid eyes on him in the first year of his rookie year.
hmm
That's what I saw. And I've been trying to relay that to everybody and say, okay, I saw this. Bryce is capable of this. Nobody believed me. I got so much smoke for that. You wouldn't believe how much smoke I got for that. And one of those YouTubers was there and saw it too, and
Hmm.
still roasted me for it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, really? Like, and then he goes out against the Dolphins and proves it to you that he's got that type of talent. So what I'm saying is he can be both. But what we're asking him to do against the Cowboys is not both. We're asking him to be the Bryce that absolutely gets on fire and throws pass after pass after pass completed, you know. But he's got to throw it on target. That's
Yeah.
one of the issues I've got with him is he's throwing it behind wide receivers. He's throwing hospital balls that is making XL and Tech go up for the ball sometimes, up in the air, and jump up laterally, risking their bodies to catch the ball, in traffic, mind you.
Let me
So
see.
while he's got an open receiver, and that's a concern, you've got to pay more attention to your reads, Bryce.
Let me actually see his career high in passing yardage in the NFL so far.
Because
Um,
I believe in Bryce. I do. I'm fully on board believing in Bryce, but he's got to start hitting these wide open receivers in these situations that they are wide open. Now, if the wide receiver doesn't catch it, that's on the wide receiver. That's on the running back.
okay,
That's on the tight end. If they drop those, that's on them.
so far
But if he is throwing it on target, they need to catch them.
so far his career high is 328 in a game.
Yeah, and I'm not doubting that he can do that, when he's playing up to his full potential. He doesn't play up to his full potential most of the time, and that's for various reasons. One, the wide receivers are dropping the balls, XL especially. Number two, the offensive line hasn't been solidified this year because we've been running Zavala out there, we've been running Josh Neiman out there, and not Brady Christensen. And
Yeah,
after this,
that is true.
finally with this Dolphins game, we started putting Brady Christensen in, and look at the guard pulls that Brady Christensen was doing. They were phenomenal. This is
Yeah.
what we saw him do all year last year, and this is what I've been asking him to do this year. You know,
Yeah.
and if we had him in since day one, he would have been doing that since day one. Imagine the types of runs that Chuba would have had. Not just Rico, but Chuba. That might have changed the entire game because in two of those games, in the first two, we were not able to run the ball at all. You look at the running back stats; it is atrocious how bad they were because we put in Josh Neiman in Zavala. And I kept complaining. I was like, put Brady in.
Yep,
Put
I
Brady in.
remember that.
$2.7 million for what? $2.7 million for what? And they finally put him in against the Dolphins, and look what happens. Eureka! We have a 200-yard run game.
Yeah, it was a thing of beauty. Um,
Who would have thought?
keep pounding. USA says, let's see, Tet needs to have a touchdown or two this game. Also, Ijibuka has 5 already. Justin Fields has 283, and he's not even a good passer. Bryce is inconsistent. My thing is, they're keep pounding USA. There's got to get to a point where, and like I said, this is Bryce's third year. There's
He
got to
can
get
break his glass ceiling.
there's got to get to a point where he's going to have to either he's going to ascend to the next level, he's going to play like a franchise quarterback, or he's going to be gone. Plain and simple as that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
we can only settle but for so little for so
Mm-hmm.
long. That's all I'm saying. He says, How do y'all think Icky is playing this season? Uh,
Uh, Decently.
pretty
He's
good.
had his moments. He's had his moments, but he's also had moments where he has given up sacks.
Yeah, he's all right. I'll say he's
The
all right.
penalties are the big thing because that's what's killing us on these drives, you know, and the sacks. If we can clean those up, I think there's a chance that these drives can continue and we can keep moving down the field. Now, what we do beyond that, I don't know. When we're not playing full offense, and we're being held back by the play calls.
Yeah,
That's anybody's guess. But if everybody on the offensive line is doing their job right, then it's all on Bryce and it's all on the play calling from that point forward. He just has to get these balls on target. That's the problem. And that's where I agree with what he said, about Bryce being inconsistent because a lot of these passes are inconsistently behind the wide receiver, up in the air, 10 feet up in the air, hospital balls. And it's just dangerous. And you've got to hit these wide open wide receivers that you've got to look around more, Bryce.
yep,
You got to read these guys and see them. You know, there were a number of times when Renfro was wide open. We've had a tight end wide open,
hmm
you know, and Bryce wouldn't even look at him. He was tunnel visioning on Tet, he was tunnel visioning on XL, and they were both in coverage. And there was a time when Renfro was being double coverage, and he was tunnel visioning Renfro. And I was like, you can't do that.
right,
You got to get out of that habit. There's a lot of bad habits he's doing right now that you can get out of, and you can figure out how to get back on track if you get out of those. But you've got to study the tape. You've got to understand what these bad habits are, recognize them for what they are, and stop doing them. You
right,
know, because that's half the reason you're seeing interceptions. That's half the reason right there. You cut that out of your game. Imagine how many drives we see going down the field. Instead of throwing dicks.
yep. That's a good point.
Um, the other half of it is the protection because Bryce has been rushed a lot. And I'm not just talking about just regular four-man rushes. I'm talking about blitzes.
hmm
These defenses have seen on tape for 5 weeks now that Bryce cannot handle the blitz. He will throw the ball away. He will throw it to a defender, you know, and he will throw it off target. Bryce cannot handle the blitz. That is his kryptonite. Everybody's got a book on that now because they saw it in week 2 against the Arizona
Oh,
Cardinals.
against the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's really when they got a book on it because this is 2 weeks in. He's still repeating these same patterns under the blitz. The Cardinals figured it out. And if the Cardinals can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. Because the Cardinals haven't had the smartest defense out there. But even they can figure out stuff like that. And it's just, you've got to start taking advantage of it. If you're Arizona's defense, if you're Dallas's defense, if you're anybody's defense on the schedule, you're taking advantage of that. You're going to send a heavy blitz. Now, here's where that backfired on them.
Uh oh.
With the Dolphins, it backfired on them because they don't have that kind of pass rush. So, guess what Bryce did? He threw it right over top. He
Right, right.
audibled so after he saw the stack box, which he hasn't been doing all year, except for the last 2 weeks. Give him his credit. He finally started audibling consistently for an entire game against the Dolphins. You know, when it was appropriate, when he saw the stack box and he said, okay, I know Coach Canales said to do this, but I see this.
Right.
I don't care what Dave Canales says. I'm doing this because this is what works. Because I've seen it on tape. I know it's successful. I know it's going to work.
Yep. Therefore, you gotta dial it up.
So he runs through his audible motions and he says, okay, hut, hut, hike. Now, normally you'd see Bryce go through his progressions. He'd see um, one wide receiver one on one. He would see one of them, doubled up on the safety. And then he would see um, a check down guy to his right, you know? So, okay, naturally you're thinking, okay, let's see if we can hit the guy one on one. Nope, tight coverage. Your next look needs to be to your tight end or your check down.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing a lot of these check down because they're sending the blitz. See, Bryce recognizes that there is a blitz happening about half of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Okay, I'm gonna keep checking this ball down until y'all get out of the box." Once they start to soften up the box, that's when it's time to say, "Okay, here comes Rico. Rico's going to tear you a new one
Yep.
for 200 yards."
It's like he did against that Dolphins team.
They start stacking the box again. Okay, here's another pass to the check down. Check down, check down. All these guys downfield are covered. But every once in a while, you'll see Ted McMillan get open, on the sideline. Or an
Mm-hmm.
XL come across the middle on a crossing route. Boom, boom, first down. And that was what was working with a stacked box
Right.
because they were expecting Rico. Once they realized Rico was a major problem, that's when we started opening up the passing game. That's what worked.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not going to work against everybody. It worked against the Dolphins because they were stupid enough to fall for it.
Some big old
And they
dummies.
kept stocking. They kept stacking the box. They kept blitzing. They were dumb enough that they didn't adjust. Now, the Cowboys, they do have pass rushers, but we can run up the middle.
Right.
Their defensive tackles are not the smartest apples in the bunch. We can run up the middle on them. But defensively, they're going to run a lot of zone, which we can take advantage of. Um, and a lot of teams have, including Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
So, who everybody thought last year was garbage, by the way, he has found his system. He has found his rhythm. He has found his wide receivers. So
Yeah.
nobody can talk trash about Justin Fields now.
They just got to get wins. That's the only thing they're
Right.
missing.
But even Justin Fields found a way through that zone and managed to score that many points. So I think Bryce can get these points. That's not a problem. We can use Mitchell Evans in the red zone.
Yeah, he's turned out to
You
be
know,
a great asset in the red zone for sure.
Bryce has to continue to call audibles and ignore Dave Canales' BS, starting call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting Bryce to pull a Peyton Manning out here,
Right.
but if that's what's necessary, so be it. You know, if you know that these plays are not going to work that Dave Canales is calling, then you got to do what you got to do. You know, and I was looking at Bryce the entire Dolphins game, and I was going, finally, this man grew a spine.
Yeah, that he did.
I
That
was
he
like,
did.
about freaking time, because everything Dave was calling before that point was just not working. You saw it in the first quarter. It was not working at all. Bryce said, all right, you know what? I hear you. I'm going to audible. I'm going to do what I need to do. You know, I
Yes.
see what I see. Dave Canales, this is pissing me off. You got to get on the same page with me, or I'm going to do my own thing. And my own thing seems to be working a lot better than your play calls right now, so I'm going to do my own thing. And it worked. For 3 whole quarters, it worked. I was like, wow.
Yep.
Now that's the Bryce I came to see. That's the Bryce I want you to be able to see when you go up to Charlotte
Absolutely. I need to
on
see it.
Sunday.
I need to see it.
That's the Bryce I want to see. I want to see the Bryce that goes down the field on a 2 minute situation and puts us in the best possible situation to put points on the board. Just like he did right before halftime of that Dolphins game.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the Bryce that I am supporting. Not this, oh, I'm going to throw it behind a wide receiver every time there's a blitz, every time there's a guy that I want a tunnel vision. No, stop
Right.
it, Bryce. Get out of those bad habits.
It's got to break
Those
them.
will kill your career. That's what killed Johnny Manziel. You got to stop tunnel vision. Johnny Manziel won the Heisman. Oh, whoop de doo, whoop de doo. What did he do in the NFL though?
Not Jack.
Nope, nothing. Because he kept tunnel visioning these wide receivers. That's what he did in college, and it worked for him in college. But what works for you in college does not work for you in the NFL. And
Right.
Bryce is finally starting to figure that out. You know, it took him a while. He's a late bloomer because of the coaching staff not doing their job properly and not developing him properly. Andy had to take it upon himself to develop this man, you know, and he's not a coach.
Right.
He's a Pro Bowl quarterback, you know. So that somehow resurrected the Bengals, by the way, from the depths of the hole in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He resurrected the Bengals. So I want people to remember that. This is the Andy Dalton we're talking about. You know, that was mentoring Bryce. But when he gets on the field now, he does not have the spring chicken ability that he has had back then. Fair enough. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for you to manage the game and get us through until Bryce returns. I'm asking you to mentor Bryce. So he alone was the reason that Bryce knows what he knows right now. Not Dave Canales,
Interesting. Interesting breakdown.
not the prior two coaches. No, that we will not mention the name of because they are clowns, but because of Andy Dalton and Bryce learning on his own, you know, watching everybody else out there. Did you notice that even with Bryce being mentored by this coaching staff and by Andy Dalton, the only time he learned is when he was sitting on the bench for 3 weeks.
Oof. That.
By
That's an
watching
interesting point.
Andy Dalton do his thing.
That's
Some
a.
of these guys are visual learners. Some of these guys are there's three different types of learning, you know? And
Right.
Bryce is a visual learner. And that's what we learned from this. Is he's a visual learner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do we apply that without having to bench him? That's the magical question.
That's the key.
If we could figure out how to unlock that without having to bench him, I think we could get a lot more out of him. And we could get him to break that glass ceiling. That's going to be the trick. Can he do that before his 5th-year option shows up?
He better.
To where we have to make a decision on.
He definitely better, cause this do or die. Like this season is the do or die season.
I see flashes in the pan. I see why we drafted him. Everybody can see why we drafted him. The question is, can he maintain that on a consistent basis? And that's why I agree with what was being said about him being inconsistent.
Right. I
That's
see.
where we got a problem.
I see what you're
You
saying.
know? And this is why you were trying to do rah 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 speeches, to hype him up. And here's my thing: Derek Brown, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, was just like, "Oh, we don't need rah 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 speeches." Well, apparently you do because you weren't winning.
It's like, you sure about that?
Yeah, yeah. You sure about that one? And then you got J.C. Horn out here lying, about what Dave Canales said, that he's not throwing the players under the bus. Yes, he is. I don't know whether it was Derek Brown or J.C. Horn that said that, but yes, he was. You were in the same room with the man. 5 minutes earlier, you said the same thing.
Guessing he's trying to protect him or something. I don't know. It's,
I don't get it either. Like,
it's weird. It's weird.
I know you like him as a person. I know you like him as a coach, personality wise, but that ain't it. Please don't lie for your coach. Please don't. Let the man pass or fail on his own merit. This is Dave Canales' second year. Either he passes or fails on his own merit. Period.
That's
There,
fair.
there is no in between. There is no in between. You either pass or fail on your own merit. Let me get to the chat because David Screws has been going nuts in my chat here.
Go, go
Sorry
for it.
about that, David.
Go for it.
But he says Dallas is ranked 32nd in defense. Rico Dowdle has called them out. So if we can make Dallas Cowboys one dimensional on number one, their number
Oh,
one offense, that would give us a chance to dominate this game.
oh yeah,
I agree.
that's right. Rico did
Yeah.
did call him out.
Yeah, you said they better buckle up, man. They
Yeah.
better buckle up. It's gonna be a long game. I feel you, Rico. Let's go, man.
Now just put pen to paper. Let
Right.
let actions follow up the words.
That's all you need to say. That's all you need to say, bro. That's all you really need to say. You don't even have to say anything else. And now just put actions to words on Sunday. That's all you got to
Yes.
do.
It's all you got to do. Make it count.
David also says, "Well said, Blitz. I ran across that stat. Also, the last defense. We're ranked 12th in defense. Panthers are ranked 12th in defense, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, very much so.
That's interesting to me because the Patriots ran circles around us
Show enough did.
not even 2 weeks ago. I don't understand how we're ranked 12th after that last game. Is the NFL fluctuating that much, or is just everybody have terrible defense? Half the league.
Shoot. I
That's really
guess
interesting to me.
I guess so. Like I haven't been able to figure it out either.
Yeah. We need to show up on defense big time in this game. I don't see it happen. Dallas's offense is just so high powered.
Yeah, that's gonna be a challenge. That's definitely gonna be a
This
challenge.
is you're dealing with Dak Prescott. We need a QB spy out there. I saw you comment that on one of the pages or something like that we need a QB spy out there for Dak, and I agree.
Yeah,
I think it was team chat,
yeah. Don't
but
sleep on Dak.
yeah, but I agree with that because Dak will run the ball. So you got a point on that. So we got to be able to shut that down. That's got to be Trevor Wallace. Trevor Wallace has got to step up and do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. We can't have costly fumbles and try to play catch up with Dallas. They have a potent offense. That's facts, man. Because if we run that same type of offense in the first half that we've been running every first half, I mean, the third half will look like the Patriots score.
Yeah, sure enough
The
did.
second half will look like that, and they will not give us a chance to recover. We'll score like 24 points in garbage time, and that'll be it. That'll be all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we can't have that. Fumbles and turnovers are a no this game. Facts. Mistake free football.
agreed. Mistake-free football.
Yes, that trend has to stop. Well said. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is the critical stat in this game coming up on Sunday is turnovers. Critical. I'm gonna come down harder than a hurricane on those.
Yeah, like we gotta play mistake-free football, like all the
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm. We got to start playing smart football too, because guess what we did against the Dolphins? We played smart football, situational football.
Right.
We made smart decisions. We didn't back ourselves into a corner. We didn't do all these stupid garbage things that we did in the past 4 weeks. We knew what we needed to do, and we did it. We played smart football. We used the clock appropriately. We used the timeouts appropriately. We did all the things that we were supposed to do. And I said,
Ooh,
where has that been? Dave Canales, where has that been all season long? Now you
seriously,
suddenly decide that oh, now we got to play situational football. And now we got to start doing all this stuff.
it's
Oh, now
crazy.
I'm going to eat my Wheaties this morning and actually use my brain.
Uh,
About time.
just a FYI, the Giants just scored on the Eagles. They're up 33-17 in the fourth quarter.
Wow. Wow. Major upset.
Yeah, they got 9 minutes 41 seconds left, but they keep that up. They're about to give the Eagles their second loss.
The upsets lately have been kind of nuts.
Yep.
If you go back and you look at week 5, um, we had we had the Saints beating the Giants. We had our Panthers team beating the Dolphins. Nobody expected that.
Right.
Jacksonville beat KC, and I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Bron- Broncos beat the Eagles.
Yep, Broncos beat the Eagles. I
Um,
mean, you had Dallas beating the Jets. I didn't see that coming.
the Texans destroyed the Ravens.
Yeah. Well, I kind of saw that one coming because without Lamar Jackson, they are cooked. They have no offense.
Even with Carson Wentz as the backup.
Well, I've said this before. Even with Carson Wentz needs a Fort Knox of an offensive line to protect him, and he did not have that because 2 of those offensive linemen were hurt. They were out for that game, so that does not surprise me
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
he got cooked.
It wasn't Carson Wentz. It was Cooper Rush. Oh, that's even worse. Never
Yeah,
mind.
Cooper Rush.
Never mind.
Cooper Rush. Okay, Cooper Rush. Yeah, he does not have the talent that.
Yeah, that was even worse.
Yeah, Cooper Rush is trash.
Um, Ernest Capu, welcome to the stream. His score prediction is 38-21 Panthers. Okay.
Oh, that's a little too bold. We still got some in-depth stuff to go through here because we haven't totally taken a look at this team yet. Who do we have out for this game
So far
for Dallas?
for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So from what I saw on the injury report, um, couple of names that are questionable. James Houston, who I believe is their sack leader, is questionable. Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland. Tyler Guyton, Jack
Clowney.
Sanborn. Oh yeah, Clowney. Let me see.
Trayvon Diggs was limited practice Wednesday and Thursday.
Um, let's see.
CD Lamb did
CD
not
Lamb.
practice at all.
He didn't practice, so there's that. Dante Fowler Jr. is questionable.
Mingo's out.
Miles Sanders didn't practice.
Right. Turpin.
So I mean,
Turpin's a really good wide receiver when he's healthy.
so I mean, they got some. They got a lot. They got a
Golly.
lot of names that are questionable.
This is like half your freaking roster on the injured list. Jeez, Dallas.
Yeah, there's a lot of names listed as
This is
questionable.
insane.
So,
Oh my god.
and if by some chance CD Lamb misses Sunday, oh, that's a big blow to the
That's
Dallas
big. Yep.
offense. Not to
Mm-hmm.
take anything away from George Pickens because he's a threat as well. But I mean, you have no CD Lamb. That's a big blow to your receiver core.
Okay, the two that kind of kept my attention right now is Kenneth Murray Jr. He's a linebacker with a knee injury, but he had a full practice, so keep an eye on him. Um, Thomas had an ankle injury, limited practice. Donovan Wilson did not practice at all and limited practice on Thursday.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that caught my attention right off the jump. And then you got Nealand, the defensive end, was limited both days. James Houston limited both days. Um, Carleen Carson is another one,
Mm.
full practice. Um, and then you look at offensive ones. You got Tyler Booker, who's a guard, did not practice, ankle injury.
Oof.
You got a tackle with a concussion. You got, which is Tyler Guyton.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
On the O
you
line.
got Tyler Smith with a knee injury. These are just offensive linemen. You know, Turpin's the big one for me, um, and Miles Sanders because we know that CeeDee Lamb will freaking go off if he's playing.
Yeah.
We know
Oh,
that.
yes. Absolutely.
Mingo is trash. He's still trash.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
So I'm not worried about him. But Turpin's a big one. Not many people know about Turpin. I've been following this dude's career for quite a while. 5'9", 4 years in the league from TCU. This is when TCU was at the top of their prime.
Uh huh.
About 5 or 6 years ago. And this was a very dangerous TCU wide receiver core. But 11 receptions, 159 yards, 14.45 average, and one touchdown already for Turpin. Strong start for him, and this goes for a big career for him so far. He's
Right.
had, this is now his fourth year in the league. He's got about 715 yards with the Cowboys, 6 touchdowns, and an average of 11.9 a play. He is a vertical threat, meaning he has gone 64 yards on one play,
Mm-hmm.
37 on another, and 34 on another. His longest one so far is 9 because these defenses are limited. They put a safety on him
Mm-hmm.
because they figured out, okay, Turpin is dangerous deep. So we have to put a safety on. Thankfully, we're not going to have to deal with this dude because if we were dealing with him, oh, that would demand a safety presence. That's a problem right out of the gate because that takes us one of our two safeties away from coverage just to focus specifically on turf so that we can keep him from eating up a bunch of yards in our freaking zone defense. So that's right off jump. Not having that to deal with, we now have both safeties freed up. We can have them rotate around and do whatever they need to do. But they need to step up. Nick Scott, I'm talking to you. Stop being a statue. You cannot afford to be a statue against these wide receivers, or they will burn you up like kerosene. So, dealing with what wide receivers you have left, George Pickens will run you over.
Yeah, he's definitely
He makes people miss.
one of their top guys.
You were mentioning him earlier.
Yeah, he's
Let's take a
their
look at him.
leading he's their leading receiver right now.
Let's take a look at him. 6'3", 200 pounds from Georgia 4 years ago. He was part of that national championship team, wasn't he?
Was he?
I want to say, or a very high powered Georgia offense that got up there in the top 10 that year.
Oh,
Um, I'm not sure which year it was, but uh, against the Packers, he got 8 catches for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns.
yep.
That dude went off against the Packers. He is averaging a touchdown a game,
Mm.
at least,
Oh, I'll be right back.
this year.
I'm gonna get my water. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. So against the Jets defense, which is a very tough defense, he averaged 28.5 yards per play against the Jets in the 2 catches that he had. But what happened with that average is he had a 43-yard play. Yes, folks, this is what these wide receivers are capable of doing. 28-yard play, 24-yard play, 27-yard play. This dude is capable of, of giving you the big play for Dallas. This is your yards eater. This is a this is the guy that will make a big impact and get you down the field
Alrighty, I'm back.
quickly.
Alrighty.
Um, so you're doing. This dude had a 27-yard pass, a 24-yard pass, a 28-yard pass, and a 43-yard pass. This is a game changer right here, as Gam likes to call
Mm.
it. Yeah, he's averaging a touchdown a game. Very, very dangerous. Um, he's got 8 catches against the Packers, 5 against the Bears, 5 against the Giants, 3 catches against the Eagles, 2 against the Jets.
We're
But
still
he's
talking
made the
George.
most out of every single one of these passes
We're still
to where
talking
it's
George.
more than 10.
We're still talking George Pickens, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
it's more than 10 yards per play every time you touch the ball.
Hmm.
So what I'm saying is, without CD out there, I want J.C. Horn on Pickens. We need to shut this dude down. I don't want to see him get another one of those big plays. Because if we put him on Mike Jack and Mike Jack's having a really bad day, like he was for the last 2 games, he will absolutely oven roast Mike Jack for 200 yards like Julio Jones.
Yeah.
That's a problem. He will put up numbers like he did against the Packers.
Just hope it doesn't
and
get to
get
that.
2 touchdowns on the board. That's not good. Yes, folks, he will put up points. Not just yards, points. If you match him up incorrectly. So Dave Canales, yes, I'm talking to you. Match him up correctly. The gyro. Match him up correctly. Otherwise, it's going to be a feast day for this man.
We definitely don't want that. Got to be smart.
We're talking about 23 catches for 357 yards and 5 touchdowns already.
Right.
And he's just getting warmed up. All right, so Turpin is going to be hurt. So if Turpin cannot play, you're doing with Jalen Tolbert. 4 years in the league, South
Yeah.
Alabama, 6'1", 195. 10 catches, 101 yards. No touchdowns.
Right.
While he doesn't get touchdowns, he does move the sticks. I had 61 yards against the Packers. He had 3 catches for 24 against the Bears, 2 catches for 16 against the Giants. This dude is a stick mover. And you'll see that as you look through his career stats. Yeah, he's got 9 touchdowns. But look how many yards he's got. 991, folks. Out of the 4 yards he's been in the league.
Right.
4 years. Not yards, sorry. And he's only fumbled once. This is a dude that does not fumble.
That's a good
So
point.
you're looking at 83 career catches for 991 yards and 9 touchdowns. And look at his average. His longest passes. His average is 10.2 over the course of 4 years. But his longest catches were 45 yards, 48 yards, 34 yards, averaging 248. That's a dangerous player. Yes, he can make a big play if you let him in a zone defense or a nickel and dime defense.
Mm-hmm.
A gyro, pay attention. This is a guy that can hurt you. So if you don't contain him, he will make a big play on you. He'll move the Dallas offense down the field. But if you contain him, you're only dealing with a guy that just moves sticks, which you can manage that.
Right.
So, let's take a look at Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson is 6'5", 244 pounds, Wisconsin, 4 years in the league. 41 catches, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now, his average is only 6.63. Pay attention to that. That's the number that does not make sense. That means this dude is a chain mover. Yes, he has 7 catches for 49 against the Jets, 7 catches for 40 against the Packers, 13 for 82 against the Bears, but only 3 touchdowns on the year. That's how you know it's a chain mover versus an impact player. So, and his longest was 26 yards play against the Jets. But typically, he's not getting you above 20 all year long. His longest one against a tight Eagles defense was 5 yards. He can be contained. So I suggest we take advantage of that. Now, our linebacking core is rough when it comes to coverage.
Yeah. Very much so.
So
You're not
I'm
wrong there.
expecting a 15 to 19 yard pass from this dude at some point during this game. Somewhere in that range. I don't see it getting over 20. But we don't, because we stopped the yards after the catch. We stopped the yak. But do we allow the catch, though? That's where the problem is. How many catches have we allowed this year so far? In every game. It's just astronomical. Um,
Yes, it's pretty bad.
so now let's look at CD Lamb. If we allow, if we have to deal with CD Lamb, we are absolutely cooked in the secondary. I'm warning y'all right now, we are cooked unless JC Horn is specifically covering CD.
Yeah, it's the
We all know what
secondary.
this dude can do.
Secondary is definitely going to be challenged,
16 catches, 222 yards, 13.88. No touchdowns yet.
which is a shocker for CD Lamb. He
Oh,
normally,
he would have fixed that against the Bears, Packers, and Jets. Trust me.
yeah,
If he was playing any one of those three games, he would have fixed that problem, especially with the Packers game.
right.
So, yeah, this is the dude that's got 6,500 yards for his career so far, 38 touchdowns. And, you did that all in 512 catches. Scary, scary, scary wide receiver right here.
Very much so. Definitely a multi-time Pro Bowler for a reason.
Let's look at that running back now. Devontae Williams. Now, this is going to be
Third,
either the make or break of this game.
third leading rusher in the league.
Surprisingly, this dude is from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
5'10, 220 pounds, 5 years in the league. 79 carries, 447 yards, 5.66 average.
Mm-hmm.
That's above what you would expect for a running back. Normally, you're sitting at 4.5 for the league, for the top rushers. So when you're looking at a 5.66 with 5 touchdowns, 447 yards. That's a dangerous running back.
Very much so.
That's a deadly running back. This dude got 5.4 against the Giants, 7.6 against the Bears, 4.2 against the Packers, 8.4 against the Jets. Off of multiple carries.
Mm-hmm.
He was handed the ball against the Packers 20 times. 18 times against the Giants, 15 against the Eagles, 16 against the Jets. But look at the touchdowns. He's only got a touchdown a game.
Yeah, I mean,
So what that teaches us is he can do that in one red zone situation a game,
okay.
but it's mostly been just pushing the ball downfield, right?
Yeah, I mean, still a big contribution, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's still a big contribution, but I'm noticing something that we can take advantage of. Look how many carries he has. So if they're overworking this dude, that's going to lead to an injury at some point. Now, my question is, when is it going to happen?
When's it gonna happen?
Here's the thing: you're looking at in the past, he only started 4 games against the Broncos when he first came over to Denver. He started 13 of 16 games against Denver. with Denver in 23. 11 started games out of 17 with Denver back in 2024. So it we need to look into his injury history. So Javonte Williams injury. Okay. Yep, this is exactly what I thought I was going to find. Suffered a severe knee injury in a game against the Raiders back in 2022. Sustained a torn ACL, LCL, and post lateral corner (PLC) in his right knee. He has since healed from that, but
Right.
the question is, if they overwork him too much, will he re-aggravate that injury at some point down the line? Now, I'm not saying target that knee, players, but because that's just not cool. What I'm saying is Dallas is going to wear him out at some point to where he cannot continue to hit those types of numbers with a knee injury history.
True. True.
That could happen again. So, realistically, the question is when. But until that happens, you're seeing 3.6 against the Eagles, 5.4 against the Giants, 7.6 against the Bears, 4.2 against the Packers, 8.4 against the Jets. Average. So the dude is a problem. He's a major problem. And if we don't find a way to solve him, we are in big trouble.
Huge trouble.
Yep. Dude has 16 touchdowns so far. And he's also got over 1,000 yards of receiving. So pay attention to that too. But here's the number I want you to pay attention to even more: 7 fumbles during
Oh,
that time,
oof.
6 of them lost. That's the number nobody's highlighting right now. I'm highlighting because this is a major weakness. This is his Achilles heel right now. Besides that literal knee injury. If we can figure out a way to peanut punch that ball out, that's a turnover in our favor
Yep.
defensively. So defense, get on it. Find a way to do that. I don't think you're going to force Dak Prescott to throw any picks. He has 3 so far, but I don't think it's going to happen in this one. 10 touchdowns, 1,356 yards, 101.14 quarterback rating.
Uh huh. Interesting.
Now, people have said a lot of smoke about Dak Prescott in the playoffs, but we're not in the playoffs.
Right.
The dude is trash in the playoffs, but this is not the playoffs. I've heard people say, let's treat this like a playoff game. Let's not.
Let's not.
Let's not do that. Because if you're going to treat this like a playoff game, Dak Prescott will roast you. Because we all know we don't have enough talent to actually last in the playoffs. Come on, let's be real. Even if we somehow win the division and get there by some miracle, which it is possible to still do that.
It is.
But I want you to notice as we go along through these weeks, that QB rating just keeps going up and up and up each week for
Yep.
Dak Prescott. Isn't that interesting?
Very much so. Very much so.
His three picks were two against the Bears and one against the Giants. None against the Jets, who have been exceptionally good at taking the ball away from people. One of them is a defensive interception leader, by the way. Dak threw none against them.
Oof.
Against the Packers, when you had a 40-40 game, you expected turnovers to be a thing. Dak threw none. Against the Eagles, who have an exceptional defense, Dak threw none.
Right. Also,
This is something.
it's official. Giants just beat the Eagles.
Wow.
Yep. 34-17.
What is going on with Philly right now?
That is two straight losses
Mm,
for the
mm.
Eagles.
Isaiah just put something in chat about that. What's going on with the Eagles losing 34-17 to the Giants? Oof. Oh man. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, anybody that's putting money on the Eagles right now is getting absolutely cooked in the betting lines. Um, I would not put money on the Eagles right now. I'm just advising y'all right now. You better lose money.
Oof. Two in a row. What the heck is up?
The Eagles have who next?
The Vikings.
Ooh, yep. That's a game. That's a get right game right there for the Eagles. Either you get it right or you're in serious trouble. And if I was a betting person, I would not put money on that game. No, not an Eagles favor. Especially not if the score we just saw. That's a total upset, and I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Here's here's the crazy thing. Jalen Hurts put up 283 yards, 24 for 33, a touchdown, and it still was not enough.
And the funny thing is, they got to turn around and play the Giants after the Vikings.
Dude, Goddard put up 110 receiving yards as a tight end,
Yep.
and it still was not enough. You know that's crazy to me. The Philly had two turnovers, and that's what did it.
Whoa! Saquon only had 58 rushing yards? Wow!
That's the secret.
That's crazy.
That's the secret to beating the Eagles.
Dang. So they stopped the running game. They only had 73 total rushing yards between Saquon, Jalen Hurts, and AJ Dillon.
Mm,
Wow.
mm. That Giants D line is looking strong right now.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
That's impressive.
How many times did Jalen get sacked in that
Because
game?
we got to remember, this was the same Saquon Barkley who was up there near the top in the MVP race.
How many times did Ooh, that's the number I was looking for. That's the number I was looking for. Jalen Hurts got sacked 3 times,
Yep, three times.
and he threw a pick because of the pressure. That
Ooh.
D line is strong.
Dang, Devontae Smith didn't do much. 4 catches, 48 yards.
Ooh, look at Brian Burns' stat line. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, 2 sacks, two tackles for loss. Dang.
Let the Spider Burns eat, man. Let the Spider Burns eat, baby. You love to see it, man. Oh my God. 2 tackles for a loss and 2 sacks and 2 QB pressures, while all accumulating 7 tackles in that game. Oh my God.
Oof. Oof.
And we traded that to New York? Oh my God. Here
Oh my.
comes the trader's remorse, man. I'm telling you. Hits us like a
Yo!
freight train every time.
The Eagles were 1 of 9 on third downs. What the heck?
My God.
1 of 9. And look at the Giants. They were 11 of 16 on third downs. What?
That's
Wow.
insane.
Wow.
That's 11 of Jackson Dart's successful passes for first downs.
That's crazy. Dang, Eagles struggled badly on third downs this game.
And Russell Wilson wasn't even playing.
So he came in for a small series because Jackson Dart went down for a bit, but he
Yeah.
ended up coming back in. But I think the most impressive stat is the fact that they held Saquon to only 58 yards rushing on 12 carries.
Oh my God.
Like,
Like
okay,
if you follow the stat lines, they actually beat the Giants stat lines in a lot of these cases, except for Barkley. Because Goddard got like 110. And the Giants' best wide receiver, Wandale Robinson, got like 84. So, uh, uh, man, we don't see either one of these teams, do we, on our schedule? I don't think
no,
so.
no.
Good, good. Because I'm going to tell you, if we face Barkley right now, we would be cooked
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
after a performance like that. Because this dude comes back and he is on fire after a performance like that of 58 yards. The very next defensive line that sees him is going to see dust. Nothing but dust from Saquon Barkley. I would not want to be that next defense. And that's the Vikings D line. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Good luck, Vikings. That's all I'm going to tell you. Good luck. Because this dude's about to go off. Somebody better pick him up in fantasy, man, because he's about to go off if you haven't drafted him already. Because, my God. And this is a Giants team that kind of pissed me off in the draft, too, because they got Cameron Williams, the offensive tackle. They got Ty Robinson, the defensive tackle. They got Mukaba. You know, they got Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is a home run draft from the Giants, and they've used half of them already. So,
Well, shoot.
but that's a dangerous Giants team, and when they butt heads with the Cowboys again, it could get ugly. It could very much get ugly. That D line could shut down Dak Prescott for a good chunk of the game. But I think eventually Dak Prescott's offense would start taking over
Right.
towards the middle of the third or fourth if they played each other right now. But the question is, does the Giants' offense have enough firepower to beat Dallas's defense? Yes. So Giants would win if they play each other right now. Because the key is shutting down Dak Prescott for long enough that the Giants' offense could be stronger than Dak Prescott for a little bit. You know, for just long enough to get enough points on the board to win. So that's how that would go down.
I see.
And seeing as how when did they play each other, or have they already? Yeah, they played each other in the first game,
Ah.
and the Eagles won that game because the Giants haven't figured out their offense at that point. Now that they've got it figured out, that's a whole different game, y'all. And when they meet each other on the 23rd of November, oh yeah, if Dallas keeps staying on this path, Giants will win that game on the 23rd. So I'm just saying, Philly might have that division lead right now, but don't get too comfy because you got a hungry Washington team behind you. You
Right.
got Dallas's offense behind you, and you got the Giants who just surprised two teams, including you, Philly. So don't get too comfy up there. So that's what you're looking at in that division with Giants and Philly.
Mhm.
But the same one the Cowboys are in. But getting back to the Cowboys, since that is the main event for the weekend. Let's see this offensive line. Guyton was on the injury list, wasn't he? The left tackle.
Yes.
Yeah, they have him starting. What was his injury designation again?
Um. Let's see. I have to pull it back up. Um. Injury report. Injury report. Concussion.
Ooh, so he's probably out. All right, so Nate Thomas would take over at left tackle. So let's see what we're doing with Nate. 6'4", 331 pounds from Louisiana Lafayette. And I got a feeling this dude is one of those that is uh, back up for a reason
Uh huh.
and not a very good one. This is an opportunity for us to strike. So I think let's load up the right side. Let's start hitting Nate Thomas. Um, is there any other offensive lineman that's hurt, and what is their designation?
Let me see.
Because that's something we need to know.
Uh. Keep Pounding USA says, you know who we haven't heard from? Bobby Brown. He hasn't done anything. So
He's
far,
been a run stopper.
just 8 tackles, 3 of them solo, and 5 games. That's about it.
Mm, that's it.
Yeah.
But.
Yes.
Okay, Pat.
So
Yeah, he needs to go.
so nothing too crazy from Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown was hyped up as somebody that was like going to be very very influential for us, and he's just done nothing.
Because he came from the Rams, and he was a fourth round pick.
Oof,
So
oof.
only has a half of a sack in his career. So
Mm.
not really anything special.
What did they have him designated as, position wise?
Defensive tackle.
Oof. Okay. So if you're a defensive tackle and you're putting up those types of numbers, no, it's time to part ways. End of the year.
Yeah.
We need to find somebody better. I want us to draft somebody better, please. Because these types of things, you can't hide them in the stats. They're going to show up. We've gotten through week 5 now, and these things are showing up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be patient with Nick Gordon. I'm not happy with his numbers, but I'm going to be patient with him because he did have a decent day against the Dolphins. So I'm gonna cut him a little slack. And let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm in wait and see mode with him.
Um. So yeah, keep pounding USA. He says a half a sack. What? Yeah, that's it. And his whole career, NFL career, just a half
Mm,
a sack.
that ain't it. Yeah, Bobby got to go. End of the year, Bobby got to go. Best of luck to you, Bobby. You'll find somewhere else that'll be more suited to your skills, but maybe you'll find a better system. Who knows?
I mean,
But it ain't here.
he had 44 tackles last year and 31 in 2023. Like that's really
Mm,
his two main years. But nah, like the
okay,
he's
well, a lot of these guys can tackle well, so what?
yeah. So I mean,
Show me something unique that you could bring to the table that these other guys can't, and we'll
yeah.
let you stay.
But
But right now, I'm not seeing it.
yeah, nothing special from him.
Yeah.
Um, I guess. Do you have a particular score prediction for this game? Like this game specifically?
Um. Well, I was gonna look at a couple more defense players here.
Oh,
Um.
I'll go for it.
Sam Williams, I'm not as familiar with. Let's see who you are.
Keep Pounding USA says, I really thought he was going to do something. Yeah, shoot. I
4 years
guess.
in the league. Sam Williams,
I
six
guess not.
four, 261 from Mississippi, 8 tackles, 1 sack. What am I looking for here? Hmm. Okay, maybe I'll see it in the career numbers. Only 2 pass deflections, 9.5 sacks in 3 years.
Hmm.
Oof. Okay. 33 solo tackles out of 59. 2 forced fumbles. Okay. Um. Yeah, 21 assists. Okay. This dude could become something to watch out for. Sam Williams. Um. He's more of a sack pressure than a coverage guy, but he can go back for coverage if needed. Nealand. Nealand's been in the league for 2 years now. 6'3", 268. He had 8 sacks last year with the Cowboys.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, that's why I recognize that name. I saw it and I was like, yeah, let's check this dude out. 12 solo tackles out of 22 so far. Another person that pressures in blitz situations. Let's see. We know who Dante Fowler Jr. is,
Right.
but it's his linebacker core we can start taking advantage of. In particular, Kenneth Murray Jr. So I've been
Okay.
looking at him in these situations, and realistically, they don't bring him on blitzes. He has maybe 2 or 3 pass deflections a year. He's already got one. But the thing that sets him apart is he has 3 picks in 22, 23, and 24. He's got 2 forced fumbles. Um, but he is a tackler. 249 out of 451. Uh, Meaning he misses some tackles. This is something to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So that's an opportunity. If we can get somebody over the middle on on Kenneth, I think that's possible. To get XL or Tet over the middle.
Mhm. No, that's good call.
Okay. Damon Clark. Damon Clark's been in the league 4 years from LSU. All these guys seem like they've been in the league for 4 years for Dallas. He doesn't have many numbers to speak of. Forward pass deflections, but none this year. Um, Again, another tackle. It looks like 94 solo out of 196. Um, Nothing really pops out to me in his numbers. He doesn't have any picks, none of that. So this is an opportunity to take advantage again. Damon Clark. Um, Jack Sanborn. Sanborn again, 4 years in the league, 6'2", 234. Wisconsin native. 15 solo tackles. Other than that, he really hasn't done anything this year
Yeah.
except for 1 pass deflection. So, um, no sacks really. So again, this is a dude that tackles well. He wraps up
Mhm.
97 solos out of 197, 98. No forced fumbles, but only 1 pick. And that was in 23. So this is another opportunity to take advantage of it. But he does have a fumble recovery back in 22 with the Bears. Yeah. Yeah, this dude's garbage. Jack is garbage. Take advantage of it. Nickel corner.
There you go.
Elam. I've heard some good things about Elam. I've heard some bad things about Elam too. Dude has done absolutely nothing this year except for tackle. But he can get past deflections. He has none this year.
Oh shoot.
Yep. 67 tackles out of 102. No sacks. Uh, Only 2 interceptions, and that was from the year he was in Buffalo. No forced fumbles, none of that. So you don't need to worry about him coughing up, forcing a fumble or a turnover. So if you see him, take advantage of
Absolutely.
it. And last week we got Deron Bland. 6'0", 197, Fresno State, 4 years in the league. I can already tell you this guy's a joke. He can get past deflections, but you can't let him close in on you. If you've got speed, take advantage of it. Jimmy Horn, I'm talking to you. Take
Yeah.
advantage of this dude. Um, but if you let him close in on you man on man, he's going to get 15 pass deflections like he did against everybody in 2023. But if you don't, he'll get 5 like he did last year, where everybody roasted him. But the biggest concern with him is these 14 picks. He had 9 interceptions in 23.
Oof. Yeah. That's
So,
oof.
Bryce, this is a man you do not want to throw the ball near. I'm warning you right now. If you see Jerron Bland, do not throw this ball near this man
Oh yeah, that dude. I think
at
he,
all.
I think he set the record or tied the record for most pick sixes in a season.
It was incredible.
Yeah, like yeah,
209 yards off of that and 5 touchdowns
yeah. That
off those
no,
interceptions. Yeah,
like no.
that's a problem. And not only that, he can solo tackle too. 125 out of 179.
Yes.
He does not come on blitzes. He has 0 sacks, but he will knock the ball down. So be aware of where this dude is in the backfield at all times. I want eyes on him like a hawk. That's a nickel corner. And we'll do Malik Hooker just for the heck of it. We know who Donovan Wilson is. We did him. 6'2", 212, Ohio State, Malik Hooker, 12 solo tackles. Hasn't done anything this year.
Doesn't sound like it.
But he's averaging a interception a year, bare minimum, up to 3 a year.
Hmm. I
So he's
see.
got 14 total for his career. He's got 1 forced fumble. Um, he's got 24 pass deflections, but his biggest number of pass deflections was 5 last year. But beyond that, he
5.
hasn't really done that much. So, his biggest claim to fame was tackling 222 out of 381. So he does his job. You know what I mean? He's a safety blanket. Tackling wise, he keeps you out of the end zone. But you know, can he get pass deflections? Yes. So you have to outspeed him. You have to outrun him.
Right. Right.
Another one of those guys you have to outrun. So, you know, if we're running David Moore, do not stop on your routes. Keep going. Keep trying to get open. Otherwise, this dude will cook you. Same thing with the nickel corner. Do not stop in your route. If they get man on man on you, you're not open. I don't care how much you signal to Bryce Young. Oh, I'm open. I'm open. I'm open. No, you're not. Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Get open. Come off the route that you just finished running and get open. The play does not stop once you finish your route. I've told you this 100 times, David Moore. Come on, man. This is why you are not playing in games, because you keep getting cooked.
Dang.
You have had at least 2 or 3 of these defenders jump your routes and pick the ball off from you, specifically because you were not coming off your routes and staying open.
Got to be able to
This is
do
why I
that.
don't want to see him on the field. If I see him on the field, I'm gonna have a problem. Unless it's in garbage time where we've already won. This is not the week for that to happen because we're not gonna have a garbage time. Do not
Nah.
put him on the field.
Shoot, no garbage time. We gotta
Unless you are using
destroy.
him as a motion man to try to draw the defense away from what we want them to look at, which is actually a good idea. Um, because they've seen David Moore on tape. They know that he stops on his routes. This could work to our favor, actually.
Very much so. I think it definitely can.
Interesting. Interesting idea. All right, Dave Canellis. All right, Bryce, I just gave you an idea. There you go. Run with it. Use motion because I noticed a lot of that during the Dolphins game. We were using motion and it worked. And the previous games, we were not using any motion whatsoever. We were struggling just to get set because the play language was way too long. It's like ordering off a McDonald's menu in the drive-thru. So, like, it's like I want a double cheeseburger. I want a oh, okay, draw play. It's like you're taking way too long.
Nah,
Snap the
better not
ball.
have none of that crap on this game.
Every single time we line up, it's down to 2 seconds or 1 second. We have got to stop doing that because the defense is already queued up on how long it's going to take for us to snap the ball. You got to mix it up. Snap the ball on 4, snap the ball on 3, snap the ball on 2. You know, don't keep doing it on the same number. I was watching a video about Cam Newton and his cadence, you know, um, and he would have this long cadence, and you would never know when this dude was going to snap the ball.
Yeah.
He was fooling everybody with it. I mean, it was nasty all year long back in 15. Like, you had no clue. And it caused a lot of these guys to come off sides because they think, oh, okay, maybe he'll do it. Oh, okay, jump. Nope, nope, offsides.
Yeah.
Here's the flags.
He had a way of delaying
It
like
was so
his
beautiful to watch. I was
yeah.
like, this dude's cadence game was the GOAT of cadence games. I've never seen anybody pull that off. And Peyton Manning was the other one because he would have like audibles going crazy out there, and you would never know when this ball was going to get snapped.
This is true.
Because every time you think you know what the play is, he's already audible. So that's why he was so successful at what he did. And it didn't even take him long to do that because they were all in the same formation. And I noticed that too, and I was like, wow, you didn't have to substitute anybody half the time when you're doing audibles. I
Yep,
was like, that is
that's a good point.
genius.
That is a good point.
That is genius because it saves so much time off that play clock that you would have had to use substituting. But it's something we've got to take advantage of, and we haven't been doing so far. But anyway, it's nitpick stuff. You know, I'm not gonna push for nitpick stuff in a game like this. We just have to score. We have to keep putting points on the board. We have to keep doing what we need to do in order to win. That's just point blank. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely.
Score wise, what I think this game might look like. I'm afraid to say this because I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be in the high 20s range, but I don't know what it's going to actually hit on. number wise.
Hmm. Okay.
Because I think our defense has figured out how to play man and press to the point where we can shut them down for at least one score, possibly two, you know? So
Okay.
we can knock them down to late 20s. But I need Mike Jack to play his full game. If he's having a bad game like he was last week, that's an extra three on the board. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's not good. Um, I'm going to go ahead and account for that. You know, I'm going to say 27-24
That was actually close to what I was thinking.
Cowboys.
I was actually thinking 27-21 Panthers. Or actually, excuse me, 28-21 Panthers. Because I still account for the defense on Carolina side, you know, probably gonna end up giving up some points, but I think we do get the win, get on a win streak, something we haven't had in forever.
If here's the key to this. This is why I say 27-24 Cowboys. It's because we're going to turn the ball over once. Because that is typical Bryce style. And we won't be able to overcome that.
Let's
We
hope
will
that's
have
not the case.
penalties and stupid mistakes, but we'll be playing smart football. We'll be playing our brand of football. That I have no doubt about. Because you just showed me that for 2 weeks in a row. Well,
Y'all,
not 2 weeks in a row, but the last three games. You
right?
showed me that. So now I know to expect our brand of football. Not Carolina Panthers football, like we put against New England, but our brand of football. There's a difference. Massive difference. All right, so playing our brand of football against Dallas, it's going to come down to that last turnover. And then
Interesting.
that's going to turn into a field position battle, which will then turn into clock management. And depending on who has the ball last, we will. If Dallas has the ball last, we will not be able to stop them
Oh, interesting scenario.
because Dak has a history of finishing those drives. But if this is our ball with 2 minutes to go and
Right.
we're down by four and we need a touchdown, I don't know.
Mm,
I uh, I want to say we get into the end zone,
right.
but we do have a history of doing stupid stuff when we get into those situations, stupid penalties.
We do sometimes. Yeah, we do sometimes.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying 27-24 because I'm accounting for all of that too. And that's after the turnovers already happened about second quarter, third quarter, something like that. You know what I mean? It'll be in the middle of the game where it won't matter until the final score, you know?
Right.
Um, just like it did last week. Now the question is, we're not going to get lucky with that stupid pass interference call, that we got last game.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, that was
We're
a
not going to
pretty.
get that lucky again. The chances of that happening two times in a row, I mean, You're better off. You're better off hoping these guys don't catch the ball at that point, which they will. So I don't want people to get their hopes up, thinking that this could be a win for us, and then getting disappointed
Mm-hmm.
if that exact scenario pans out. I don't want to break people's hearts, but at the same time, I know our tendencies and I know theirs. So, you know, the difference is we're going to have Coker back this time.
Oh yeah. Shout out to him who returned to practice.
Now, my question is if Coker comes in, will that be enough to erase the deficit of a turnover? Will that allow us to move down the field faster and quicker and more efficiently with Coker in? To the point where we save time on our drives and we end up having scenario where we have the ball, in those scenarios uh, of 2 minutes rather
Oh
than
yeah.
them.
Yeah, good
Because
point.
we know we're going to spend our timeouts wisely. We know that, unless there's stupid mistakes happening there. So that's really the main question. And how many yards are we going to allow Devontae Williams to get? No one's really worried about Sanders at the moment, but they probably should be. He's the hidden monster in that whole offense.
Mm-hmm.
But how many yards are we going to allow Williams to get with all of these wide receivers open and becoming a major problem? Are we going to sit on Williams and try to send everybody back and handle the wide receivers for most of the game, or 60% of the game, or are we going to focus on him and try to make them one dimensional and fail miserably to do so while the wide receivers eat us alive in zone defense? That's my question. And that's without CD Lamb. So a lot of this is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
They're
It
going to move the ball down the field and they're going to move it down the field quickly. This is a very, very tempo based offense and fast. So, like I said, it's going to come down to the time clock, how many timeouts we have, field position, and what that score looks like once we get into the fourth and into crunch time in the last 2 minutes. So, what I'm saying is 27-24 Cowboys.
27-24 Cowboys. I'm going
I
28-21.
hate to say that, but you know, our history. You know, it can't be understated.
All right.
And if our players hear this and they get motivated by it, okay, fair enough. We come out of the game firing, fair enough. But if we're playing terrible first half football, if we have to come back from that in the second half, Dallas has already done their damage. They're not going to slow down. They're not going to stop just because we decide, oh, we want to turn on the floodgates in the second half.
No,
You
that's
know,
no, that's understandable. That's
they're going to think,
understandable.
oh, okay, this is garbage time Panthers football. You know what I mean? When realistically, if they were doing their homework properly on us, they would realize this is not garbage time football. We actually have the talent. The only time it was garbage time football for us,
Yeah.
Let me see. We had one game where it actually was garbage time football because we knew we were so far behind it wouldn't matter. Um,
Probably the New England game.
no, I was gonna say the Cardinals game.
Well,
Yeah, Cardinals game
I mean, they
because
almost came back and won.
and see that's what I'm talking about because the Cardinals thought, oh okay, these are garbage time points. We've already got the lead. We've already got 20-3 lead. We're in good shape. We get another 7 on them. They're matching us with 6. That's pathetic. Okay, cool. We go to the fourth quarter though. Guess what happens? 13 points unanswered by us.
Right.
That's why you shouldn't sleep on this Panthers offense in the second half of games. And Dallas's defense is going to learn that the hard way too, because uh, but if the Cowboys are smart, they're thinking, okay, we've done our homework on this Panthers offense, in the second half. We're not going to let them do that. We're going to keep scoring on offense, and we're going to win the game. So you're looking at maybe 10-point win. You know, 7 or 10 point win if that happens.
Hmm. I see.
So be aware of that. And that's with the turnover included. So that's where I'm at with that.
No, that's understandable, and that's actually a good segue into score predictions.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, whew,
I would have picked Philly for Thursday.
okay. Um, yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah.
But shout out to the New York Giants on beating the Philadelphia Eagles. Final score 34-17, and giving the Eagles their second straight loss.
That's impressive.
Yeah, very much so. But now, time to get into the rest of the games.
Mm-hmm.
So the Vikings and the Texans are on a bye this week. Okay, we just did Cowboys Panthers. You're going Cowboys. I'm going Panthers. Okay, Broncos at Jets.
This is an interesting one for me because the Broncos have been playing some interesting games lately.
Yeah, they're coming off a victory over the Eagles.
Yeah, where are they? Where are they?
They're
Give
currently
me one
three
second. There it is.
3-2.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to do the Broncos. Then I'm going to get to the Jets. The Broncos just beat the Eagles. They destroyed the Bengals, which is not an impressive win, but the score 28-3 shows that they are legitimate. They only
Mm-hmm.
lost by 7 to the Chargers. The Chargers have been playing really well this year. Um, and we're undefeated for a while, actually, surprisingly. The Colts also surprisingly were undefeated for a while, and they only lost by 1 in that game. And they beat the Titans in a soft game, 20-12. They were just trying to get out of the gate strong and get their offense going, but that just never happened. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but this is a Broncos team that knows what they're doing right now. They're competitive right now, and this is a very competitive division right now between the Chargers, Denver, and Kansas City right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the Raiders don't matter anymore. They're pretty much trash. So we're only looking at those three.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I just realized this game is actually in London. This is in London.
Yes, they're getting a good game on this one, man, because this is a legitimate Broncos team. They're going to give the Jets a real challenge here. Um, do I buy into this Broncos offense? Yes, I do. They put up 28 against the Colts, 20 against the Chargers, 28 against the Bengals, 21 against the Eagles. So yes, that offense is legitimate. They still have a little bit of work to do on defense. As they gave up 29 against the Colts, 23 against the Chargers, 20.
Hmm.
Uh, but the last 2 weeks that defense has improved. They gave up 3 against the Bengals, 17 against the Eagles. So not bad, you know. But they still have work on that defense to do. Um, Based on what I know about this Jets team, that record is not fooling me at all. I'm telling y'all, it's not at all.
So, are you thinking this could be one that the Jets might get their first win despite how bad their record looks?
Uh, Tough to say. Tough to say. Um, because that Jets defense has been absolutely putrid.
Yep, that's the key.
It has been horrible, and Steve Wilkes is the cause of it. He's got to figure out that defense. If they can figure out that defense, you know, I'm convinced this Jets team could really be on fire.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you and go Broncos for this one. I mean,
Yeah.
ah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be nice to see if the Jets can finally. I mean, because they're the only winless team left.
Right. Right.
So
If they fire Steve Wilkes at the end of the year and they get a legitimate defensive coordinator that can really do some damage,
there you
that
go.
could be a very scary Jets team next year. I'm trying to tell y'all.
So
Pay attention.
so we're both Broncos across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By the way, that game is 9:30 a.m. So
Oof.
just for any that are interested.
Mm.
Um. So all right, now to the afternoon games. Cardinals at Colts,
Oh, Colts need a bounce back game.
and they're undefeated at home, 3-0 at home.
This is also true. Um,
Daniel Jones is looking like the real deal on a new team with the Colts.
I think he's finally found his system and his rhythm, and I'm excited for him. Because it, do y'all know where he's from, college wise?
Duke.
Yeah, kind of a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Because what have you ever known Duke to have a successful college football team? Like it's rarely ever happened. It only worked. It only happened for like 2 years, and it's because of that head coach they have.
Uh huh.
So Daniel Jones gets drafted. He does nothing in New York. New York refuses to give him an offensive line, weapons, all that stuff. He goes over to the Colts, who now have all those things because the Colts have now changed GMs to where they've started providing all that stuff for him. They gave him a system, they allowed him to be him, and look what he's doing. It's fun. It's fun to be a Colts fan right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
Um.
So, I with Arizona, you're looking at losses to the Titans, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. and we almost beat them. The Saints almost beat them. Ouch.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not buying this 2-3 record for Arizona. They're pretenders. I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I'm going Colts as well. I just feel like the Colts have definitely showed that they are for real, and it's showing in performance as well as record. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
agree. They're also undefeated at home. So
they destroyed the Dolphins. They played well again and beat the Broncos, who've been
yeah,
playing really well this year.
yeah,
Destroyed the Titans like they should be, 41-20. That's a convincing win. Lost to the Rams, surprising upset there, but got the blowout win against the Raiders. Expected.
hmm,
Making a statement that they are still legitimate. So they beat the Cardinals in a blowout. They continue that legitimacy, and then they face the Chargers. That will be a test, and we'll see how they do against the Chargers.
yeah. So we're both in agreement across the board for the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This next one, Chargers at Dolphins.
Easy one for me. Chargers.
Yeah, I'm just
Dolphins are trash right now.
I'm just not convinced that the Dolphins are a legit team this year. So I gotta go Chargers, and it's a bummer because they're playing at home. But yeah, I gotta go with the Chargers as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, pretty straightforward. Um, this next one, huh? Patriots at Saints.
Patriots.
Yeah, I
And the
mean,
reason I say that is that Patriots offense is legitimate. They showed it against us, you know.
yeah, and they beat the
But
Bills.
our defense is not as weak as what we showed in that game against the Patriots.
Uh
So
huh.
their offense is not as strong as what their numbers showed against us.
Right.
Um, but is that Patriots offense enough to beat the Saints? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the Saints really just yeah, they've fallen apart quite a bit, and they're just having a trouble digging out of the hole they're in, but I don't think it's a hole they'll dig out of completely anytime soon. So I'm gonna have to
It's
agree.
an
Page.
opportunity for the Saints to start bringing back their offense if they want to, but that Pats defense is getting better every week.
And Spencer Radler just isn't a threat right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Slowly getting better each week.
Blood Money 47. Welcome to the stream. He says, "Hey Blitz, Cowboys choked. I'm a 49ers fan." Oh, well, we will be seeing y'all in a couple of weeks on
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Football prime time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a coworker as well that's a 49ers fan. Shout out to Adam Viden.
And
Um,
anybody that's a fan of any of these teams that we are playing against, feel free to let us know, and we will try to get you in for the reaction for the streams. On game day if you guys want to join us. I'd
indeed.
love to have the opposite team's perspective on what their team is like, and if you're kind and you're respectful, and you follow by our guidelines and what we do, you know, we have no problem having you on,
I'm thinking that
to talk football
I'm thinking
on
that
reactions.
game is. Oh, it'll be a while. Blood Money. That game's not until the week of Thanksgiving.
Right.
So yeah, we got a little while, but it should be good. Should be good. Like I said, prime time Monday Night Football should
Yeah.
be good.
Any of those teams that we play against, any fans that want to get involved, just let us know. I'm down.
Okay. So we're in agreement.
That includes podcasters too, by the way.
Yes. So we're in agreement. Patriots over the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
This next one got very interesting for a particular reason.
Mm.
Browns at Steelers.
The interesting thing about the Browns is that defensive line.
That and them also trading away Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that part too.
So, I mean,
Um,
I guess they're going with Dylan Gabriel
let,
as their
let me
starter.
see.
I think that's what the word is they're going Dylan Gabriel as
Yeah,
their starter,
yeah.
which
They have a lot of questions to answer with that team.
yeah. Honestly,
And
this is an easy pick for me, Steelers.
yes, but I'm not 100% bought into the Steelers either. You know, they did beat the Vikings, they did beat the Patriots, but they lost to the Seahawks and they almost beat the Jets. So, you know, I'm not 100% bought into Pittsburgh yet, but
Interesting.
we will see.
Okay.
I am picking Pittsburgh though.
All right, Pittsburgh across the board. Oh, now this next one, this could be game of the week.
Mm.
Seahawks at Jaguars.
Ooh.
Here's the kicker. Seahawks are undefeated on the road. Jaguars are undefeated at home.
Let me take a closer look at Seattle here
This
because
this one is tough. This one's really tough.
let me take a closer look at Seattle. Let me see what we're dealing with here because I'm still not 100% sure. Um. Okay. Looking at injuries, we've got Ernest Jones that has a limited participation for that game, and Devin Witherspoon, the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and Wooten has a concussion. So, but Witherspoon's a big name for Seattle.
Right.
Um, Seattle, they lost to the 49ers respectfully, as they probably should.
Right.
They beat the Steelers. They beat the Saints. They beat the Cardinals. And then they took the loss to the Buccaneers. So what that tells me is they're winning against teams that they should be winning against that were mediocre or lower teams. But once they faced a playoff caliber team, they're losing. So essentially, it's like the Dolphins last year for Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm not sure if I buy into this team. Looking at this defense in the last 2 weeks has not been promising. They gave up 23 against the Cardinals. No, they gave up 20 against the Cardinals, and then they gave up 38 against the Buccaneers.
Mm.
But that offense is for real. If you look at it down the board, that offense is for real. 31 against the Steelers, 44 against the Saints, 23 against the Cardinals, and then 35 against the Bucs. So that offense is for real.
Yeah.
Um, versus the Jaguars defense, who played some really good ball
Right.
recently. And it was actually the Jaguars secondary guy, I forget his name, Slay, I believe it was, that
Mm.
now has like 4 interceptions. It is leading the league. So,
For the Jaguars. Oh,
yes.
oh, you're talking about Devin Lloyd at linebacker.
Yeah, Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
Devin Lloyd. That's correct. Yes, thank you. Um, and he now leads the league in interceptions defensively. So
Yikes.
What I'm thinking is if Sam Darnold isn't careful, he might get another one. But I mean, Sam Darnold's been playing some ball lately. He
Yep.
has, but
Yes, he
I'm
has.
not 100% convinced. That defense can handle Jacksonville offensively once they get going. The problem is that's an inconsistent Jacksonville offense because of Trevor Lawrence. I think he got lucky in that last one against KC.
Uh-oh.
But, they did beat the 49ers. They did beat the Texans. They did beat us.
Yeah.
But you lost to the Bengals. And I gotta say that Texans win wasn't that convincing. So this is an inconsistent offense here that really needs to figure it out. Um, you're looking at 26 against us, 27 against the Bengals, and then you drop down to 17 points against Houston, and then you pick it back up 26 against the Niners, 31 against the Chiefs, and then it's going to drop off against the Seahawks.
Hmm. Okay.
That's what I'm feeling is going to happen because you've had 2 weeks of really good ball, and then it's going to be a letdown. That's what happened already. It's two solid weeks of offense, and then they let down. But the defense is going to save them, I think.
Okay.
But for how long? Because you are dealing with Sam Darnold. So if they can figure out a way to beat Sam Darnold, I think that's really the key to winning this game
Mm-hmm.
for Jacksonville. But I don't think they'll be able to do it because here's the thing: Sam Darnold doesn't throw picks. He only has three this year.
Yeah. Yeah. He's taking good care of the ball overall.
Right. And that's going to be the difference maker.
Okay.
So, uh, ugh, boy, oh boy. I might have to go Seattle on this one.
I actually am going to agree. I think Seattle pulls this one out. I know Jacksonville's been on a roll, but I think Seattle pulls this one out.
Yep.
Okay, this next one really should be easy. Rams at Ravens.
Rams.
Yeah, yeah,
The Ravens just they have zero offense without Lamar Jackson. Sorry to
yeah.
say it, but it's just dead.
Cooper Rush just, ugh,
Cooper is just garbage.
yeah.
He looks like he should be bagging groceries at a Kmart rather
So
than throwing a football. I'm
so
sorry, it needs to be said.
so Rams across the board. Pretty
Yep.
easy pick. Now it's about to get rather wild and interesting. Titans at Raiders.
This might be one of the few winnable games for the Raiders
Well,
because the Titans are just that bad.
the thing is,
Even ESPN thinks so.
like, I mean, they're both 1-4. Geno
Yep.
Smith has been throwing a lot of picks. I mean, he's got 9 interceptions, but it's like it's hard to bet against Pete Carroll. But ugh, and honestly, this is an interesting situation for the Raiders because they are winless at home so far. and this is another home game. But you know what? I'm going to say the Raiders get their first home victory of the season and beat the Titans. So I'm going to go Raiders.
Yeah, it's interesting. The first thing I see on ESPN is Kelly defends the play choices in wake of the Carroll call.
Yeah, I mean, well,
That's that just shows you how in disarray that house is in LA. It's just a
yeah.
mess. And I really like Jack Beck, the wide receiver they drafted in the second round.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think eventually he's going to become a problem around the league as a slot receiver.
Hmm.
Um, but you've got to be able to develop him properly. And the Raiders are not able to do that. So he's in a really bad spot right now where they're just not getting anything done. And I'm curious to see what he's done this year so far. 5 catches, 60 yards. That's it. Really? You're trying to tell me that's all they did with it?
Apparently.
Ouch. Okay, 5 of 7 targets for 60 yards. You got 5 first downs on all 5 catches. Why are you not using him more? That's my question. Why are you not using him? Ouch. Like, this just looks so bad for the Raiders. I need y'all to do something, man. And this is why Renfro wanted to get out of there so bad because they weren't using him right. You know that
Interesting.
dude could double his numbers if he was out of LA, and he's already showing you he can do more in Carolina. Although our offense isn't that much better,
Yeah, they just gotta
but at
get.
least we're throwing him the ball.
Yeah, they
You
just
know what I
gotta.
mean?
They just gotta get into a groove. But nah, I feel you.
I
So,
love Jack Beck, but yeah, Raiders.
so Raiders across the board. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, Bengals at Packers. I gotta go Packers with this one. I mean, this
Easy one.
Jordan
Easy one.
Jordan Love has been playing excellent football,
And his
and
counterpart on the other side of the ball is playing horrendous football. Browning is
yeah,
garbage.
yeah, and I mean, now Burrow's out for the season. Am I reading
Yeah.
that?
Um,
Oh, wait a minute. That's
he's
why
on
they.
the IR.
I forgot. That's why they traded for Joe Flacco. So Flacco may be starting.
Burrow underwent surgery for a grade 3 turf toe injury.
Okay,
3 month absence.
but yeah. So Flacco may be starting this game instead of Browning. So that kind of changes it a little
Yeah,
bit.
it does a little bit.
But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay with the Packers to win this one.
Yeah, because the Packers can outscore you. They just put up 40 against Dallas.
Yeah, and like
So
I
I mean, you're dealing with like a 30 point Green Bay offense, just about
yeah,
because that was kind of a flex, on a terrible Cowboys defense.
yeah,
So I'm kind of balancing that right back down to earth.
yeah. So I definitely gotta say Packers because like I said, Jordan Love has
Yeah.
been playing excellent.
Can Flacco get 24, 27 points? Yes, but it won't be enough.
Yeah, and at least he's going somewhere where he has a better
Yeah.
weapons to work with. So I at least give him that. But I think the Packers hold strong and get the victory.
Hmm.
So Packers across the board.
And the Bengals also have Barrett Carter that
Right.
they got from Clemson, which I'm hoping that Barrett Carter like figures out how to turn it on, on that defense and start starts doing work, man. Because I really love Barrett Carter.
Yeah, hopefully eventually he turns it up.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another tough one. 49ers at Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, another one that's been playing excellent.
I'm
Only one.
going Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean, only one interception, 10 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield
He's
was.
taking care of the ball, and he's playing a touchdown better than that defense in San Francisco.
Yeah.
With all due respect to the 49ers defense, and I mean it is very, very good. But Baker's been playing better.
Although the Niners are currently undefeated on the road, 3-0 on the road, so I
I think that
mean,
stops here.
yeah,
Looking at Tampa, you know,
I'll say this. I think it's going to be a close game,
mm-hmm.
but I am going to say Buccaneers by either a touchdown or field goal.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But that should be a really good game though. That should be a really good game.
Yeah.
And this next one, oh man. Well, this is the Sunday nighter. Lions at Chiefs.
Well, here's the interesting thing: the Chiefs are going to be pissed off because they lost that game.
Exactly. Chiefs are 2-3. That's not normal.
They are not going to be happy, and that Lions defense is in for a rough, rough day. Because Patrick Mahomes only had one passing touchdown in that last game against the Jaguars.
Hmm.
And you got to think this dude is not happy with that.
Right.
There's no way he is. Plus, the Chiefs are looking at that AFC West conference and going, "How the heck are we 2-3?
Yeah.
We've
But
got Patrick Mahomes, we've got you know Carl Loftus, we've got all of these guys, man. How the heck are we 2-3? There's no way."
I will say
So
this. I think the suffering is going to continue a little bit longer. So I am actually going to say the Lions get the victory.
I'm gonna say hold your roll here because I'm looking at the Lions' schedule here and who they beat. They've beaten uh, the Bears, the Ravens, the Browns, and Bengals. But they surrendered 24 points to the Bengals. They surrendered 30 points to the Ravens and 21 points against the Bears. That 21 was probably in garbage time because of a 52-21 win, but still, that's you know that defense finally corrected itself against the Browns, but then they dropped the ball again against the Bengals. So this is going to be a high scoring game against the Chiefs. It's going to come down to a field goal again, or Patrick Mahomes just driving down the field and scoring within like a minute or something like that, which
Hmm.
he will do this time, or this whole offense of KC's.
Oh, so you're.
So if it comes down to a scenario like that, KC will win. Plus, you're playing this game in KC.
Yes, it is in KC.
Yeah. Uh, with everybody healthy and the way they were using Bicheo and Kareem Hunt split carry, I really like what I was seeing from the Chiefs. And I see opportunities there. Yes, their
Okay.
defense still needs a little work, but the offense, is really starting to figure it out, and it's going to be more than the Lions can handle defensively at the moment.
Okay.
I got to go Chiefs.
You're going Chiefs? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs for you, Lions for me. All right, I can dig that. That's the Sunday nighter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a doubleheader on Monday, the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
This first one should be pretty easy. Um, Bills at Falcons.
The Bills.
Yeah,
The Falcons are awful.
yeah. I Michael Penix Jr. No, no.
Falcons are garbage.
They may want to consider making Kirk Cousins the starter if they really want a chance. Because Michael Penix, nah.
That dude is not it in Atlanta. Not it.
And Falcons are going up against a MVP.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's a thing. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna agree. Bills for the win.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second part. You know what? This could go either way. Bears at Commanders.
Hmm.
So Bears are 2 and 2,
You know,
Commanders are 3-2, but the Commanders are undefeated at home right now. Ugh, I'm hesitating as far as the
I don't.
Bears because I've been burned. I've been burned a few times.
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
So I
The
mean,
Bears lost to the Vikings. They got absolutely destroyed by the Lions, but they beat the Cowboys 31-14,
right,
and they beat the Raiders 25-24, which is not a convincing win against the Raiders.
right,
And I'm not quite sold on that win against the Cowboys either. Now, because when you faced a legitimate Lions team, you got absolutely destroyed.
right,
When you faced a playoff caliber Vikings team, that hasn't really done that much in the playoffs, but is still dangerous anyway, you still lost by 3. So I'm not convinced about the Bears at all. I'm not
yeah.
sold on them.
I've been burned. Although Caleb Williams has been playing pretty decent football, I just
Yeah, those losses were not on Caleb Williams.
right.
I'll say that right now. If you're a Bears fan, that is not on him.
I've been burned a few times, so I'm gonna play it safe and go Commanders.
Here's another thing that I don't think people realize. I was watching the highlights of Washington's game, while I was watching the Chiefs and Jaguars.
Uh huh.
Um, and what I noticed was that guess who they have in their linebacker core?
Who?
Von Miller, Frankie Louvu,
Oh, that's a good
and
point.
another legend, Bobby Wagner, in the same backfield at the same time.
That is pretty wild.
That's what made my eyebrows just go, whoa. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? How much are you paying these gentlemen? Because that can't be cheap.
Show ain't.
Good Lord. You know, uh, Washington had 5 draft picks. That was it.
Only
So, I
5.
mean, and half of them were kind of garbage picks. So, I'm looking at Washington. They beat the Giants 21-6. They lost to the Packers 27-18. They beat the Raiders in an unconvincing way, 41-24. well, that was convincing enough. That's convincing enough.
Hmm.
You lost to the Falcons 34-27. That's not convincing at all. And then you recover against the Chargers 27-10. So this is a inconsistent Washington team right now. You're kind of going in and going out, going in and going out, you know.
Right.
Um, but you did beat the Chargers. You beat two AFC West teams. And but the thing is you lost to a Green Bay team
Yep, this is true.
and you lost to a weak Falcons team. So defensively, they still got some stuff to figure out, but it's not the end of the world.
No, definitely not.
If you're a Washington fan, you're thinking, okay, yeah, we've got some stuff to figure out, but it's looking okay. So I'm going Washington on this one.
Yeah, I'm I'm also going Washington as well.
You know, I think they figure it out.
But cool deal, cool deal. But yeah, um, I actually got to get ready to hit the hay to go to work. But
Mm-hmm.
as I've said, Carolina, now I'm gonna be there at Bank of America. I haven't gone to a game where y'all have won since 2015, the last game of the season where y'all stomped the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Last couple of games after that I've gone to have been losses.
Mm-hmm.
I expect to see a win this Sunday. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't disappoint me. But yeah,
I
that's
got one more comment here.
oh yeah.
The Reaper says I'm looking like Dallas last week. Dallas will get this 30 plus because they average 32. It won't matter if they get 22. Yep,
Mm,
fair.
but
That's it though.
yeah, so um but yeah, looking forward to it. Like I said, shout out to my friend Diligence who's going to be joining me for this game. He's a Cowboys fan. This is his first NFL game, so should be a
Awesome, man.
should be a great
Hope he
time.
has a great experience.
Yeah, should be a great time of fellowship. So, yeah, should be good. He's gonna meet me at my place, then we're gonna carpool there, and should be
Mm,
good. Should be really
mm.
good. But, um, go ahead and plug in your socials while I have you on here.
Um, so I can be reached through Instagram or Facebook group page. Keep pounding Facebook group page. Instagram is Shadow Warrior with 1W645. PMs and DMs are wide open if you guys want to get in touch with me. Um, we also do prayer requests or good vibes requests on stream. If we're not reacting to a game, live. Post game is fine. Pre game is fine too. Please do request stuff.
Yeah,
We would be happy to do that for you.
hit us up.
Um, Also, make sure to stop on by Monster Sub and Grub out in Spartanburg, South Carolina, if you want to get yourself a tasty sub on uh, game day and feed your hunger for the Panthers. You know,
Oh yeah.
you know, and that sounded really stupid.
No, not at all.
I kind of like it. Anyway, but yeah, shout out to everybody in chat: David Screws, Michael Second, Isaiah Isaac, the Reaper. And anybody that was lurking or checking out the stream, we appreciate you guys. Much love
Yeah.
to you if you're a new follower or a new sub. Keep pounding. Welcome to the family. Um, Shout out to all the Panthers YouTubers out there that do what you do.
Yes.
You know, C3, Carolina Bleeding Blue podcast. It's under our umbrella. Um, you got PNP. You got 2020. You got Pat Coltrane out there that's active right now. Much love to all these guys, man. Like, and what y'all do, man, because like that's dedication, and I love it.
Indeed.
You know, so um, let's see, but yeah, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so, and don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps where you get post polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling for the channel and for the Auto Sports app. Keep pounding Fantasy Football League. If you like the intro you see on the screen on my stream, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram using her last name first, Ty, T-A-I, Lindara, Lindara, for videos, panels, etc. If you want to step up your game as a new content creator. Fair pricing, awesome to work with, and just awesome in general. Lindara Ty on Instagram. All I'm going to say about this Panthers game is just please win. Just please win. Play disciplined football, protect the ball, and win.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
I better not hear anything about execution. I better not hear anything about all that other garbage, that I hear about it after we lose. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just win.
Just win.
It's that simple. Just win. If you've got the talent, just win. Um, Special shout out to my man Blitzball Champ over here, doing his thing, and you know
Yes,
we will see you
indeed.
guys on game day. 1 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 o'clock,
Yep.
and like I said, I'll be there live. So,
So will I. We
so,
will be doing a joint live, I believe, right?
well, don't forget, I'll be at the game.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So, um, who knows? Maybe you'll spot me. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But stay happy, healthy, and well, everybody.
yes, indeed, and thank y'all so much for coming out and chatting with us and joining us for this preview. Hopefully, I get to hear Sweet Caroline at Bank of America,
Oh,
and
that would be so sweet.
hopefully get something good to eat afterwards. Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be cool. But for those that may be attending the game live, if you happen to see me or whatnot, don't be shy. Say hello. I don't bite. I like
Yeah.
I like meeting my fans and subscribers. Like
Tell them where you're at again.
I'm at Blitzball underscore champ or Blitzball champ gaming. You can also check out my link tree. It's actually on my YouTube as well as Twitch and on my Facebook page of Blitzball champ gaming. But yeah, my link
Where you're
tree.
going to be sitting at.
I am going to be sitting at section 525, row 13. Seats 14 and or seats 19 and 20.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I have this correct. Yeah,
There you
five
go.
five
So if you
forty.
guys want to see them,
So
there you
five
go.
so 545 row 15 seats 19 and 20. Bam. So that's where me and my friend will be. But yeah, if y'all run into me, say hey, let's connect. Like
Yeah, please do.
I know there were times even through like the anime cons that I've been to, I've run into hey, that's Blitzball champ. Yeah, by all means, say hey.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, so don't be shy. But anyway, thank y'all so much. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live stream. The weekend is almost here, so hope everybody has a blessed upcoming weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and let's go out and get this victory. Keep
Yes,
pounding.
sir.
No matter what, we're gonna get through this. And
Mm-hmm.
we're coming off a win over the Dolphins. Let's get a streak going. Let's get a streak going. So
Mm-hmm.
be good to see. But until then, I'm Blitzball champ Jason Ingram, and that is
Keep out.
we will see you all this Sunday. Be sure to check out Corey's channel, and I will be there at the game. So I will see whoever's going to be at the game at the game. So y'all
Mm-hmm.
y'all take care. God bless,